Joe and Honey. Oh, let me show you. I'll save it for the stream.
Well, I was about to say we are live now.
Oh my goodness gracious! Tell you this. Let me get this. Oh, I got the jankest email for a sponsorship thingy. Let me do. I'm going to. Okay, it fits just excellent. Okay, let me on the phone. This is it's. Let me click because it's on my phone. So let me just upload it real quick to our chat. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Isn't that the jankest ass email that you have ever seen?
What? What happened?
I don't know what happened. I don't know. Look at that. I haven't it's so these companies will often, if they don't do it themselves, which I guess this person is
Do you
from the company.
want to put it on the screen? Or?
Oh yeah, you can put it on the screen. Yeah, there's nothing on there. But uh but yeah, that's nice. I wonder what it looks like on like desktop. I should check that out. Cuz on phone it looks so awful. Uh it it doesn't look much better. Hello
God, it
there.
just looks like a scam.
It does look like a scam.
Gaming chair company. Well, you gonna do it?
I might have him just say, "Oh, send me one. I'll tell everyone what I think about it."
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we are here today to do a little bit of catching up on. I think we'll start with what are they called? Yeah, Streamlabs. That's the one. All right. I don't get this. So you value your privacy more than your son, and then followed in with, "I will cut off your head now." Does that sound familiar to you guys at all? Familiar to
You
me?
value your privacy more than your son. I'll cut off your head now.
I feel like I've
No.
missed what that might be about, but that's okay. Alright. Look up and play Berserk Guts theme.
Yeah, it's the. You guys have probably heard it in memes and stuff.
They do the thing again where they just maul a friggy voice. That's what it says. It's just like, what are you suggesting? I think they just want us to know that's who the voices are. So I got my role is to say, Fringy, you gay.
Okay. Oh.
This is blind acceptance of, well, all right.
Alright, then I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have sex
Let's
with
just
men
not.
in relationships with goo.
Got news for you. That means you gay. That's
Man, I wonder what the
famous quote.
context for all that's gonna be.
Oh, it's that meme from whatever those procedural shows. I can't remember which one, but it's where he's like, "You gay," and then he goes, "Nuh-uh, because I have relationships with women and sex with men." Then he goes, "I got
Right.
news for you. That means you gay." Heimerdinger saw Critique of TFA Part 4 and said it requires a decade of careful editing to be ready. Did. That's
Bet it
finally
feels that
arrived.
way.
Also, don't read Spider-Man comic made by J.J. Abrams. Story is similar to TLJ. Is that new?
Story is similar to TLJ.
I
didn't
think
know
it
that
came
he
out like
made
10
a.
or 15 years ago.
Oh, well, yeah, I could imagine it's not very good. He's got a particular
not a good
style,
writer.
you know?
His yeah. He definitely has a style. Get them mystery boxes, alright?
Also, oh wait, also, hi Rags, Moobly, Fringu, Kick J,
Hello.
Commander, and
Hey.
all guests. Hello.
Hi.
Favorite flavor of Tide Pod? Also, hola, Senor Rags. I remember them asking that to us
Hola.
before.
Yeah, cause mine is orange and blue. I don't know what the flavors are. They just taste really clean, but
Yeah.
for me, it's orange and blue.
You've already read these? I definitely don't remember reading out the fucking springy you gay thing. That's new.
Mm-hmm.
So what you gotta remember, sometimes people send the same one twice. So you might recognize some of these, but you might also not. Just right. Recently had a shit take on Attack on Titan, and I had flashbacks to Wolf Mauler Tag Team. Hey, good times.
Didn't Just Right make an Attack on Titan video that everyone really hated
I think he took it down.
not too long ago?
And the
So
thing
he
is,
made
like,
another one?
Oh, I don't know if he's made another one. But yeah, that's one that we couldn't really cover because I just don't know fucking anything about Attack on Titan. I assume you two neither do either.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. For Vi and Abby, I mean, how are they both strong women?
For Vi and Abby?
Or how they both... It's a strangely said thing. It says, for Vi and Abby, I mean how they are both strong women.
Huh.
Alright. I don't disagree with that. Okay. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Happy birthday, Rags.
Oh, hello, and thank you.
Is the Kung Fu Panda trilogy EFAP approved? First one definitely is. I can't remember the second one. I haven't seen the third.
Yeah, I don't remember enough about it. I'd have to see it again. I'd have to see it again.
I just said, why no Elden Ring? It's like, because fucking, I gotta do
This
lots of
is
reading.
Wednesday.
And you already had Elden Ring for like 4 hours. My goodness.
We have Elden Ring at home.
I'm not metal. I can't stream. Do you know he streamed it for 13.5 hours?
In one go.
Yep.
God damn, I guess he likes it.
He really likes it. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts eventually consider saying that it's his favorite game of all time. I wouldn't be surprised, but we might not get that. Meanwhile, Theo has been cooking up some controversial perspectives on this game, and I'm now looking forward to talking to him about the game, because I'm enjoying the hell out of it, but I'm also not, like... I'm not averse to talking about its flaws at all. I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Metal, a real long man. It's true. So true. Super Chats and Elden Ring sounds hard. I would just have to run around the landscape and not actually do anything stressful. Oh, I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Goofy, goober, yeah.
Talk about a movie that apparently has quite a bit of staying power. Everyone remembers the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff's in
They'll make memes about it and everything.
I remember that, yeah. I don't remember much else about that film, though.
Vuda said that in Metal's chat that Theo has a new complaint every other couple of minutes. Well,
nice.
Look, Theo's... Like I said, I've said this before, Theo's standards for Souls games are through the fucking roof. Like, you gotta... It ain't good enough if it's better than your average game. Like, that's not even close to good enough. He wants it to be better than Dark Souls 1, I think. Even though Dark Souls 1 is filled with flaws as well. I'd be interested to hear what he's got to say. And maybe we will one day. This game is 7 jammy dodges out of however many come in the pack. According to DSP, you are a money-desperate shill for playing early. He said he doesn't care about money and will play tomorrow. Such a Sigma.
When people mention him, yeah, he's on the Sigma male grind. So.
The idea of DSP calling anybody money desperate when he's like, I refuse to play video games unless the audience pays me. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's that's odd. Someone who is like notorious for that.
Like, I played it pretty quickly because I just really wanted to fucking play it. I've played a lot of Souls stuff. I call it Souls. It's not even accurate. It should be From Software stuff, I should be saying.
At this point, probably, yeah.
Hi, Mola. Will you watch Jurassic World Dominion? It looks awful from the trailer already. Yeah, I'll watch it. When's it out? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it too, because Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and I'm excited to see the new worst movie in my life.
I like to remind people just how fucking horrifically bad Fallen Kingdom is. It's like, that movie was
Fallen
so
Kingdom
fucking
is
bad.
shockingly bad.
Yeah, is it the end of this year, or is it close to the middle?
Wait, what? The new one?
Yeah, I don't know when it's out.
I think it's coming out, like, in a few months. Shimmer blockbuster.
Ugh. Well, in that case, because I always want to rewatch all of them before watching a new Jurassic Park. It is genuinely a ritual. I've done this now for such a long time, I don't remember not doing it, but every time a new Jurassic Park comes out, I usually watch the rest of them. Remind myself that The Lost World is not good. Every time, I have to remind
Number 2?
because everyone's always like, well, no, Lost World's pretty good, It's like, it ain't. I'm sorry. But,
Are we gonna do a Jurassic World, a Jurassic Ark?
Ark? I'd be on board with that. That'd be fun. But
I would like to do that because I haven't seen the old ones since I was but a wee lad.
I fucking love the original. Oh, mwah, beautiful. Love it. Hug those dinosaurs. But yeah, as they go on, it's just.
It is the only good one, isn't it?
Pretty much. Yeah. I'm charmed by 3. 2 is like eh. I find a lot of stuff in it very eh. But I like Jeff Goldblum. So.
Yeah, I can't remember much about the 3rd. I don't remember it like annoying me too much or anything. I feel pretty neutral on it.
The reason 3 calms me is because it's such a like it's the bad sequel we used to get. We're like, okay, Alan is back. He's stuck on an island, and there's a super dinosaur, the Spinosaurus. He's even better than the T-Rex, and he's got to escape him. And you're like, yeah, okay, all right, let's do it. That sounds so cool. Like that kind of sequel. You know, the equivalent for Star Wars would have been Luke Skywalker has to destroy 17 Death Stars in his X-Wing. Can he do it? And we're all just like, oh my god, what is this?
Oh my gosh. I hope Luke can do it.
How nice it would have been to have had that instead of what we ended up with, though. So yeah, I'll probably do that. We'll try and figure out a thing for recording it. Maybe we could do a Jurassic Ark. I like the idea, but we, at the same time, if we don't have the time, I'll probably just blast through the films and then prepare to do coverage of Dominion, because I seriously doubt Colin Trevorrow is going to make a script that I love. Not very good at making Jurassic scripts, but I'm sure he's a very nice man.
Was he making that one, or?
I was under the impression he was. Isn't he? He's done the first two, right?
He didn't make Fallen Kingdom.
He didn't direct it. I thought he wrote it.
Oh, he did write it, and he is the writer-director for Dominion, yeah.
Well, oh boy, yeah, well. Exciting stuff. I still absolutely would have happily seen his Rise of Skywalker compared to JJ's, but
yeah, I guess it would have been a different experience. You know, we got 3 different perspectives on a whole trilogy. You know, that yields great results, I'm sure.
I know that. Yeah, I know, right? I know that this is insane and it would never happen. There's so many reasons why it wouldn't happen. But imagine Rise of Skywalker was actually to release, but they say to Johnson, Abrams, and Trevorrow, all of you make your 3rd. We will give you the resources at different times.
Yeah. Earn our love.
You don't have, well, you don't even care about each other's productions. Just make a 3rd version. And who do you guys think would win? Who do you think would be the one that we'd score the highest?
Between who are the 3 again? Come again?
J.J. Abrams, Colin Trevorrow, and Ryan Johnson.
Poor.
What? Well, I'm not as familiar with Colin Trevorrow, I don't think. What movies has he done?
He wrote that, I mean.
Ooh.
He wrote Fallen Kingdom and made Jurassic World.
Yeah, which is also shit.
Oh, wow. That is a good question. Ooh.
I guess
which one would be the best?
I suppose it might be a question, because we've seen what JJ made.
And it was horrific. Ryan would subvert the fuck out of you. I could see Trevorrow giving us things we'd want to see. I don't know.
I guess it might be a question of if TLJ gets a follow-up from the same director who made it, might it have been more cohesive as an ending, even if we all didn't like it?
I think Colin Trevorrow's would be the best, because I feel like Ryan would trip on his own attempt to do something stylistic. And Colin's would just be so simple stupid that it wouldn't even like go up to a level where it destroys itself in a way, in terms of like maybe characters or lore. It doesn't seem like it'd be as much self-damaging.
Maybe. Yeah, like he might. Because I guess to me, like, The Rise of Skywalker, it's like, right, this is a J.J. Abrams story. Like, it's so clear. Like, I see what you're doing, and it's not working. Maybe there would be some novelty having someone else come in and do that and make their own film. Yeah.
Because with Fallen Kingdoms, like everyone, if I think, does Jurassic Park have characters anymore, or is it just people running around?
Well, that's the thing. This new one, they're bringing back the original trio, kind of. They're already seen together in the trailer, which means they've done more than the OT.
Sam Neill, Laura Dern,
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff
Not
Goldblum.
gonna have a cameo this time around.
Yeah, I was about to say, but I've been sold on Jeff Goldblum before, and I was horrifically underdelivered.
The premise
So,
of
I
this
guess
new
we'll
movie
see.
seems so stupid. Oh man, the dinosaurs might actually cause us to become extinct. Get out of here! Come on,
No,
really?
fuck off! I have
No,
a
they wouldn't.
gun. Go away.
Yeah, the fact that films consistently underestimate our capabilities as a species is pretty frustrating.
I'm waiting for them to show shooting at them and then the bullets bounce off their fucking skin or some shit.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
as if that's what would actually
They're all
happen.
genetically modified.
Yeah. All the
Like,
zombies beat the Army of the Dead style, and you're like,
No,
what?
I'm
No,
sure
fuck
pterodactyls
off.
take on an AC-130. You know,
Yeah.
like pterodactyls can fly. How high do planes fly? Like 10 kilometers in the air. Like I'm sure pterodactyls
Higher
fly
than a
that.
dinosaur, yeah.
Yeah,
And
in
you'd
the
kill
film,
pterodactyls with small arms.
in the trailer they get attacked by a pterodactyl in a plane.
But why would a pterodactyl? What the fuck? How was it gonna do? Beat its
I don't
beak
know.
against the metal?
Yeah, I think that's what it does, kind of. It just jumps on the plane and hurts it. Goes peck peck, and then it bursts into flames. Then
It bursts into flames.
the good guys are on it, so it's
No,
fine.
that's just the pterodactyl entering phase 2.
They think
Yeah.
that dinosaurs are like fantasy creatures from an MMO,
Yeah.
and they have elemental powers, and they level up, and they have special moves.
Dinosaurs are just big lizards. They're
When
animals.
you kill them, they drop like like long swords and things.
No, when you kill them, they howl before
Ooh,
disintegrating.
a green pair of trousers. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, this is the ring of rolling.
Someone tell these Hollywood directors that armies can kill other armies. They're not gonna lose to dinosaurs.
No, we need to put velociraptors in the military. It's gonna make us win the war.
Well, yeah, like, as opposed to a dog that actually will listen to you.
Yeah, dogs are way better in war than a fucking velociraptor. It's so stupid.
Yeah, because they're super useful tools, yeah.
Horses are really useful as well, in certain
Yeah,
instances. But,
cavalry had a purpose, absolutely.
Remember they fucking were like, in World War II, they used rats to... It's like, shut the fuck up! Shut up!
Yeah,
Like,
like
stop trying to justify...
You ever try to shoot a rat? It's probably really hard.
But like
Little tiny guys.
It's gonna help you in a battle, you know, like it's not gonna run out there.
Just this pathetic attempt to be like, well, they've used animals before, so it makes sense for using velociraptors. Like, why did you write that? What is wrong with you?
Did an animal write this script?
Why not use war hippos?
Hippos are very aggressive. They're the deadliest animal in Africa. That means they're
It would
perfect
be funny
for
though, wouldn't it?
war.
Like a line of hippos, they'll charge.
Yeah. Except all that would happen is they'd immediately turn around and start running
Eating the
you.
friendlies. They're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Instead of a 5-kilometer long tank column, you have a 5-kilometer long hippo line.
That feels like a whole movie, Savannah Park, where it's just, you know, we're in the savannah, we got savannah animals, and I don't know, they genetically engineer like a lion zebra, just something that never should have been made. This merger of species that is like an eldritch abomination. And then we have Chris Pratt as a hippo trainer, and he falls into the hippo pit.
I thought you were
like,
gonna...
Hey, stay away.
They're gonna say Chris
what?
Pratt is hippo. That's just... He's the voice
Well, Chris
of the hippo.
Pratt is the voice of the hippo protagonist who goes up, who has to take down the lion zebra. Sponsored by Verizon.
Oh...
I'm enjoying the I think that I will really enjoy the Jurassic arc that we do. Because I have not seen the second or third movie since I was a little pupperino.
A long time.
I'm super interested to see them again and see how much they hold up or do not.
Yeah.
Ironically, Jurassic Park has aged very well.
Yes, it has.
Well, they can't seem to come up with a different theme. Every single movie is like, man, we shouldn't have done this. Like, yeah.
Maybe we should install thicker fences.
Hmm.
Nah.
Imagine the revolutionary thought that there's a Jurassic Park movie where the park doesn't get overrun and it's just chill. You're like, well, this is
Where it actually
boring.
works.
Yeah. You could make
That's
that
not what we
fun.
want.
Oh yeah, with like all this, yeah.
I mean, they
It
do
just
that in
the day in the life of the like a zookeeper at Jurassic Park.
They
All
do
the
a little
problems
bit
that might
in
arise.
Jurassic World. The first, like, what, 10 minutes or so is like, hey, look, everything's so great, woo!
Yeah.
That I guess humans forgot how to like concrete and metal. Oh no!
Man,
How
it
did
should
these
remind me as
dinosaurs
well,
escape?
fucking Oldman who turns up in Fallen Kingdom, and people were like, he's like, I was totally friends with, I was Hammond's brother, I control everything now. And it's like, where the fuck were you in all the other movies? And then people were like, have you not read the book? It's like, I don't care about the fucking book. It's not in the movie.
No one's read the book. Nobody has read the book. No one who is excited about Jurassic Park movies can read.
They didn't mention him at all.
Like, even if he was in the book, it's an adaptation, so we don't know whether or not... even if I read the book, that wouldn't tell me whether or not, like, he'd be in it, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't tell you anything, really, because that's how adaptations work, but... Yeah. It was just like, how do you not know about him? And I was like, read the fucking book!
The only Jurassic Park book I read was Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton.
They then smashed his amber stick. That really
That's
annoyed
just
me.
indicative. That's just writing now in a nutshell.
They like doing that, don't
they? Yeah, we gotta destroy the old shit. They think it's symbolic, but not in the way that they think. It doesn't make us go, ooh. It makes us go,
What was that?
That's such a great quote, kill the past. It's so indicative of, like, the attitude in that film, anyway.
People often say, like, well, no, the film was about how he was wrong. It's like, no, the film was about fuck the past and whatever future, like, make your own way or something. That was kind of like what Kylo ends up saying, wasn't it?
Telling you, the theme wouldn't work if there were stronger fences, so...
Yeah.
Kill the past. Fuck it if you have to.
Feed the velociraptors.
They're good in an army.
They're getting upset, except they're actually sweet if you... They're like the oh, they're gonna pull the Rancor, where actually they're really... Oh, yeah! Velociraptors are actually really sweet or something. As long as you're nice to them, they're emotionally... Yeah, they're emotionally complex creatures.
I mean, real-life velociraptors probably were, like, a little more interesting. But, it's just controversial to say that I definitely prefer, like, the way that velociraptors looked in real life with the feathers.
Yeah, they look cooler. They look, like, colorful and interesting, and I like the realistic take on, some of these fuckers are gonna survive and become birds one day, and they share a lot of traits, so...
Kurzgesagt's made a really great video where they, the whole video was essentially, what do dinosaurs, what would they have actually looked like? Because it's kind of hard for us to figure that out just from fossil records. And that a lot of our interpretation of dinosaurs is based on the very reptile, minimalistic sort of imagery that was produced in, like, the early 20th century.
Yeah.
But you look at animals today, like, if you just took their skeleton, you wouldn't get a lot of what they actually are. So, and plus things that we figured out about, like, impressions of feathers on bones and stuff like that, they probably were really colorful.
Yeah, you could learn a lot from bones and stuff, but you never know what else we don't know. I guess you never know what you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys ever see a bird without feathers and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a dinosaur.
Yeah. It's just I guess it's just always going to be really difficult because we're trying to figure out what animals that lived more than 65 animals that lived more than 65 million years ago, we're trying to figure out what they look like, you know?
And we've come probably close-ish, maybe, by now.
I think we're getting there. Seems like we're getting better and better at figuring these things out, but there's still probably a ton that we'll never be able to figure out.
We'll just keep learning more and more and more.
Keep on trucking, humanity.
Yeah. Hi, Mola. Would you recommend Elden Ring to someone new to the Souls franchise, or would you say another part is a better starting point? So, first of all, hello, and I still think Dark Souls is the best place to start, followed up by Dark Souls 3, followed up by Bloodborne, followed up by probably Elden Ring. Stay away from Dark Souls 2, okay? Not safe. But taking Elden Ring first, I don't know, man. As you may have seen, there's a lot of people playing it as their first thing, or a game that... There are people who are like, I hated Dark Souls and I hated Bloodborne, but I'll give this a try. I hate this. It's like, yeah, that lines up. So, no Dark Souls 2. I mean, it's just, as Reshion just said, big gay. Big gay. But, I feel like it might work for you as a first try. Have a look at some people playing it. See what you think. It might fit your preferences, but it also might not. Enjoy the money. Thank you very much.
Oh, I shall. Thank you.
Thank you. I did not know the website. You earned the money through entertainment. Thank you, Mola/Mula High Rags.
Hello to you.
I don't know what they're referring to exactly, but no
Me
problem. Fringy, I'd like people to forget about the goo so they stop talking about it. Also, Fringy keeps talking about the non-existent goo.
I only talk about it when people ask about it.
Yeah, he's randomly bringing it up. Usually prompted.
Well, I mean, there's our calls where he talks about it all the time.
But that's not live, so different.
Oh, all right.
EFAP 170 at 6:33:28. Full context at 6:32:44. Rags, they literally butchered every character. You even doubled down on the hyperbole. You've become the very monster you swore to destroy. P.S. God bless auto subtitles. I remember this. This is probably a follow-up from the other one we had before.
Where I said they literally butchered characters. Did I joke? I wonder if did I jokingly say that I like when literally when I knew it wasn't literally, but I said yes, I mean literally as a joke because it wasn't actually literally.
I'm guessing
I'm not sure.
You may have slipped. May have slipped. And that could be GG because you're not allowed to say literally to not mean literally. That's the primary rule.
That's true. That's
core rule.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let that one go.
Rags, if you would like to know why linguists insist on allowing literally to mean figuratively, look up linguistic prescriptivism on Wikipedia, as that is their primary counter-argument. IMO, it's kind of poopy, but I'm running out of character... And then they got cut off.
Oh, no. Well, linguistic prescriptivism can go fuck itself.
I'm assuming it would have something to do with the fact that it's just like, that's just how people use it, and so the word is describing how it's used, and it's just like, yeah, but we should discourage people to use it that way, because it gets fucking confusing, that's all.
Yeah, I don't want a word to unironically mean its opposite. I feel like it's a decent standard to have.
Hey, you massive, thanks for the hours upon hours of entertainment. Long man good. Oh, that's nice. I'm sure it applies to you guys, too.
Probably.
I'll assume that it does.
You're all longmans. Alright, so those are Streamlabs. Next up will be the previous catch-up we did, Super Chats. Alright, we're going to catch up with them now. Here we go. Did you guys see the Create Unknown podcast with Smiling Friends guys? Also, hi, Rags.
Hi. No, I didn't.
I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through it. I want to finish it, but it's in my to-watch stuff. But it's very, very cool. Hey, Mr. Long, please watch Pig and tell us what you think. Ask your friends, too, as I'm sure they'll recommend it if they've seen it. I've heard nothing but recommendations for Pig. I don't know if you guys have heard of it.
Me too. I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard it's quite good.
I think I have.
Seems like a good one, yeah. Nicolas Cage is up to some stuff. But I do want to watch it, yeah.
Nicolas Cage has another movie coming out where he plays Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that one, too. Elden Ring EFAP? Possibly. Possibly. Very, very possible, especially if Theo's running up some controversial opinions. You know? But I gotta get them gaming conversations happening. Has John been playing Elden Ring, by any chance, you know?
Oh.
What do he think?
I don't know. I do not know.
Also, when's the vid coming out? Well, 2 days. 2 days. Close, yet so far away. The Last Duel, starring Martian Man, Kylo Ren, and Rey's mum, was a great watch. I recommend it. Wait, Rey's mum?
Rey's mom was a filthy junk trader.
Well, no, she which film you going by? Because she was the Jedi.
See, there's this thing called being an actor, where you portray different people depending on the project.
Well, no, I mean,
Okay.
Rey's the character for English. That's not the actress.
Yeah,
Rey is the protagonist of the Star Wars
sequels,
sequel trilogy.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Yeah, so Rey's mum is two different people depending on which continuity you run with, which is the filthy junk trader or Palpatine's... Was it Palpatine's daughter or Palpatine's son? Which one was the Palpatine?
Rey's mom
daughter,
would have
right?
been Palpatine's daughter, I think.
Yes, I think that was what it was.
Well, there you go. She was not quite a filthy junk trader.
For the sake of the joke, yes, that's who she was. So which one it was?
Scott's comments on Wyatt bombed are hilarious. Oh, he's just joined the crew. He's like, because today about superheroes and lasers, everyone hates it. It's like, oh no. Look.
Why? What bombed? Sorry.
The Last Duel, which by the way I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's good. It's just...
Well, I guess it is kind of, because when I saw Batman last night, the 3 trailers that played were all for superhero things. There were no trailers for non-superhero films.
I don't know that like...
well, no, I'm just saying that it's interesting.
No, I'm not saying you're saying anything. The reality here is just that, like, it's the good old market, right? Like, it bends to the will of the people. Like, so what does that mean then? It's like, I don't know. It probably means that
people buy superhero shit, so they'll make superhero shit.
I think the thing is what is going to be... You can't really, like, talk someone out of having... And this is like a whole market that you're kind of trying to tell them, can you please not watch superhero films? It's just not going to work.
It's not. Like, that's what I mean. The solution can't be that. Like that.
The solution has to be... I guess the problem is I don't know what it is, because like when Marvel's churning out so much stuff every year, and now Warner Brothers and DC, they're also making, like, they got, because one of the trailers that played was like, hey, we've got like 4 movies coming out this year. Oh my god, there's so many movies. I don't know, how do you compete, especially when the model for like the MCU feeds people into the next project.
Oh yeah,
and especially when you keep being able to attract like A-list talent, you can get whoever you want essentially for these films.
And when so many idiots eat it up, it's like it's the perfect storm.
It's kind of nuts, like, because they've cultivated this. Obviously, they're looking to make it like this way, and so the complaints, I do immediately want to jump to, like, so what is the solution? It's like, well, it ain't gonna be some kind of crazy fucking from the government to be like, no more superhero movies. So like, what would it be? It's like, I don't know. I guess we just have to.
I think
trends come and go.
Well, I feel like
that's just the way of things.
I feel like focusing on superhero films misses, because, you know, like Fast and Furious at this point might as well be like in that category of a franchise that's like a big bombastic action thing that you can keep making sequels for, and that makes like $1 billion every time it comes out. Like, and I'm pretty sure there are other ones too that I'm blanking on right now that fit that mold. And I don't know, every studio wants franchises. All of them want them, because they're just a really safe investment.
And like, would you say even with the pandemic, where was the superheroes, like, fanaticism peaking, or are we still not even necessarily there yet?
Well, I mean, Endgame obviously made a ton of money, but like No Way Home made a ton of money too. So
I think No Way Home basically said, like, oh, you think this was over? It isn't. It's just not.
it's not over, and it never will be.
Over.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Batman makes shit a lot of money too. Like, I've noticed people asking me what I think about it. Oh boy.
Well, I suppose we can opt in for getting some very spoiler-free fringy thoughts on the Batman, if everybody's on board.
I'm fine with that. It's up to him.
Sure. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I need to think about it though a bit before I can fully say what my conclusion is. I find that in general, It's always worth sitting on a film for a little bit and just mulling over what happened. Because I think like if you immediately, just like slow it down a bit and think about it. I guess all the non-controversial that everybody's going to agree on, like from a production and filmmaking standpoint, it's pretty like fantastic. It
Trailers
looks
look good,
amazing.
yeah.
It sounds awesome. The soundtrack is phenomenal. The acting is great. There's like a lot of really cool choices in terms of presentation. Um, it's real nice to go see a superhero film that was clearly someone had an idea for a story they wanted to tell and a vision that they had, and they tried to execute on it.
It's not just
Like
next sludge thing.
it's definitely not sludge. It's absolutely not sludge. It's clearly a labor of love and the product of like a story that people wanted to tell, and a vision for like a world that they wanted to cultivate. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, but I still need to think about it a bit before I can say what I think overall. I look forward to talking about it with you lads.
High Top said he cried 3 times. 3. All right.
Wow.
Right.
Well, yeah. I'll be seeing it in 2 days. Ragu, you seen it around then? Or?
Yeah, 2 days. March 4th is when it opens here.
I think it opens tomorrow for Britain. Oh. Yeah, I think everybody's getting in there.
Everybody's pretty excited for it.
Definitely, and it's not even whether or not it's like a film that the public really want to see or not. I just mean like internet discourse. You're definitely gonna want to see Batman because that's gonna be what everyone's gonna talk about. Elden Ring had its week, okay.
I will say I am curious to see what the general reaction is gonna be for this one. I am curious about that because I would say that it is different from all of the other Batman films. It's definitely got a focus in a certain direction that a lot of the other films haven't had. But that would be giving too much away, I think, to talk about it. So we'll leave it at that for now. I did really enjoy it, though.
Wait. Every time I type in Mauler on YouTube, I'm always greeted with Scarjo and Palpy's funny faces. There you go. That's nice. Give you a little boy to enter into a vidya. Could y'all do an impression of 3D Squelton? I guess he's like, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. What does Squelton say? What does he even want? I can't remember. He wants to learn how to use balloons or something?
I have no idea.
3D Squelton? You remember 3D Squelton? No?
No, I don't.
Smiling Friends.
I recall him from Smiling Friends, but I'm just not familiar enough with him to do a impression.
He's in the Renaissance Man episode.
Wait, was he? Sorry, 3D Squelton. Wait.
It sounds like I'm making it up, but it's true. Like,
wait. Oh
yeah.
He was like the 3D guy. Yeah, that's right. I remember him now. Yeah.
Oh shit! So it just said like Wall's still playing Elden Ring. It's like I left it open. Let me close that. There's no reason for my PC to be working to maintain Elden. 3D Squelton hates arbitrary loadings of games. When is Smiling Friends season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? What the fuck?
Yeah, we're all 10,000 episodes.
Same for Arcane. What the fuck? Gimme. Okie dokie. Hi, my favorite N-word kill streamers. Here's some money for Fringy, as people that talk about this seem to not talk about him. My favorite was Chud Logic, who went Mauler, Rags, and this guy when pointing at Fringy's picture.
Yeah, nobody knows who I am.
That must be nice.
To be fair,
yeah,
it's partially tied because myself and Rags have a bit of fame, but we also have a lot of infamy. Like, oh, that fucker.
Some of it is even deserved.
Yeah, well, like we've earned plenty of it, right? Like I once said that a movie was bad.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's not
Sorry
acceptable.
about like I bringing it up is harsh. You know, it's a very controversial event, but I'm gonna do it again one day. I'm sure of it.
When that happened, the whole world trembled, literally. Even the world, he was like, "Oh no, I don't like that. I'm scared."
And a little sad face.
He had a little, I suppose, a little sad face on a planet. I wonder how small that would be, like, and how could it be seen from space? The planet's a little small face.
Maybe the continents would move to match his facial expression. I feel like that'd be rough for the people living on him.
Yeah.
They're just like fucking
As the whole planet, everything's getting destroyed. Everything's falling down.
I wish your planet wasn't so expressive.
Yeah.
Hi Rags, it's
Hi.
Ravio Stygian again. I'm still blocked and it makes me feel the big sads.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't find.
I can post the name of.
Oh, okay. Okay, I gotcha. All right. Okay, I gotcha.
Rags, can you say? Oh, I'll post this. I've got one too. So I've got to say, come with me. Come with me to the Australian Statue of Liberty. And you got one too.
Okay. Jay, I think we need Mahler. Use this.
Perfect. Hi Rags, thank you all.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Y'all find it strange that Heimerdinger never checked out the Undercity in several centuries. So, we're supposed to believe that he's just been so busy that he's had an assumption about what goes on there, and it's just he's never looked into it, which I can believe if you're busy with science constantly, and then a bit of politics, and then mainly the city you're taking care of, and you just sort of like, oh
Well,
yeah, there's that other area that's like,
I can absolutely believe it because I've met people who have lived in the same place for their whole life who haven't seen significant portions of it.
Some people don't want to travel. They just
Yeah, some people
they
don't
don't have an
travel.
interest in
They
it. They
stay
don't
in
want
their
to
little
travel.
circle. Yeah.
yeah,
I find it baffling, obviously. But yeah.
And obviously the Shimmer
But I can understand
development
it.
was within the last 7 years of Silco having taken over. That's going to be a gradual thing. And
I guess it's also a matter of like when you think just because he lives for a long time, like his perception of time in terms of relative, it might whiz by real quick in a sense.
yeah, I'm sure he knew the Undercity wasn't fantastic, right? He probably knew that it was in disrepair, let's put it that way, but I don't think he understood just how bad it is there.
Yeah, and I guess it would be did he ever have a reason that he felt he needed to go there? Especially if he has a false impression of what that place is.
I actually got recommended. I think he put out a video recently, the same guy we covered with that, and it was like Savika is the anti-Vi, and I'm like, I'm alright. I'm gonna.
Savika is the anti-Vi.
I don't know. I'm fine.
Okay, right.
I'll watch something else. Are we not going to mention the little kid falling a great height onto pavement after getting shot, but still somehow alive for a few seconds? I was gonna bring that up. That was actually a note I had, but he dies literally like seconds after, so it doesn't really change anything.
It's not consequential. It's
but
just
yeah,
odd.
He falls a significant fucking way after getting hit with Jace's like magical gun. I don't know how he was alive long enough for Jace and Vi to get all the way down there and then to see him. And honestly, I imagine they made that choice so that they can have Jace see him, go from living to dead. When, to be honest with you, him just being dead, like, it's the same thing. I don't see why that would,
yeah, it wouldn't have changed anything, really. It just helps it hit a little harder.
What do you think Vi and Jinx's relationship will be like in season 2? Do you think Jinx will be the big bad of the season?
Yeah.
I don't think she'll be like. I seriously think we're going to be getting a new Silco type.
Well, maybe it will be Savika.
Yeah, like I could see Savika taking over, but I wouldn't even assume that they'll make her the main antagonist. I presume someone from Noxus is going to get involved.
Noxus, yeah. I guess
hopefully
it would be that
Swing.
I think that the relationship will be more antagonistic in the second season.
But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I think we talked about this at some point, but that Jinx will end up a bit of a wild card, and that she might get to a point where she's just looking to find a way to be extinguished. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Just burning it at both ends, sort of thing, not knowing what she should do next. In Arcane's intro, Silco's purple color changes to match Vanda's green color right at the last frame, maybe implying he understands Vanda now. Maybe. Maybe. I think Jinx's story ends with her dying. I think that's very reasonable to assume.
I think so. Yeah.
The time bomb in many ways. Australian animal of the day: frog mouth bird science-based sorry, what? They
That sounds made up.
I think what they want to say is frogmouth bird.
Oh,
this is all
I can't look it up right now, so Rags, you'll have to. Oh,
frogmouth bird.
Oh my god!
I need to see. Let me see.
Oh, these guys. Yeah, okay. The frogmouth bird.
Kind of funny, right? God was just fucking around. He's like, "What if I?"
This is like someone. It's like this looks like someone who attempted to draw a bird.
Yeah, and they're like, "Why does
Like draw a
look
bird
pretty
from memory?" But I'm not good at drawing, and I have a bad memory.
Yeah, it's literally that's just one nice looking bird. Why does a mud look like that?
Yeah, some funny looking creatures.
Oh, look at him.
Science-based animal of the day.
Science-based?
What even is this? Hang on, I'll throw this.
Is this way more scientific than the frogmouth bird?
Eosapien, I think. And what the hell? Looking for a rendition of the. Oh, that's definitely a science-based alien.
Oh, it's not a real. Oh, like a science fiction.
Yeah.
Or okay, yeah,
that's a cool illustration.
It's a weird critter. Very strange.
Wouldn't be surprised if I saw that in Dark Souls.
I would be shocked if I saw that in Dark Souls.
That's good because there's lots of shocking things in Dark Souls.
Looks like something from Doom.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Oh, and then animal of the day: mud skipper. Oh, just mud skipper, right?
I feel like I've heard of a mud skipper before.
Let me see. Yeah, you have heard of these. Yeah, you see it and you'll be like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah, that's right. They're like they jump around on the fish that walk on land. That's right.
Skip on the mud.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with why they named that.
Probably not. It's probably just coincidental.
A good thing. The useful link.
Is that a link from Ewin Gaming?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
And then when you find a second mud skipper, you just have to call it Mud Skipper 2.
And then animal of the day: Tully monster.
Tully monster, the animal of the day.
Tully monster, Tully monster.
Oh, apparently it's called Tully monstrum. That's the name of it. But I guess people colloquially call it Tully monster. And is this thing real? This looks not real.
And wasn't this the one?
Oh, it's a prehistoric animal. Right. Wow. Hell. There's a lot of renditions of this one. I'm trying to get you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Google images here. That is an odd critter.
This is a spore creature.
Yeah, it's spore. Exactly. Yeah, spore. Remember spore?
I remember spore.
If I
there was a lot of hype before, remember?
There was.
I would be tempted to be like, check out my spore creature, everybody. And then people were like, oh, that's kind of funny. And it's like, no, actually, it's
I commissioned an artist to draw my OC.
I just got really sad now thinking about the fact that Maxis doesn't exist anymore. Like, I just had a wave of sadness thinking about that.
You'll be okay.
God, oh man, remember Maxis? Remember The Sims and Sim City, Sim Tower, Sim Copter? Remember all of the cool games that they made? And then
I remember.
they made SimCity 2013, and that was the end. Oh man, remember when that was like the height of controversy for like always online, games, and now
Yeah,
that's
why is
just a
this
very
game always
common thing.
online? It can't work, it can't connect to servers, it can't do
It's
all this
entirely
shit.
designed to play online, so you have these really small cities. You can't have a self-sufficient city because every city needs to trade in a network of other cities. And that was like
Because
as
that's a
bad as
great, because that's what players want. To not
well,
build a
yeah, to have
self-sufficient city. That's
well,
what sim players love.
you
Sim
compare it
players love
to
to make cities that are reliant on other
I
cities.
mean, it really set up City Skylines to become like the city builder of choice. That game is just way bigger, more versatile, especially with all of the DLC and mod support. That's a really great city builder. I remember SimCity, like one of the problems with it was that the cities were really small. They couldn't get very big. Like you'd fill up the area very quickly. In City Skylines, you could just keep expanding and expanding. But I just remember that was like the height of controversy in terms of Always Online, but now we're at the point where Always Online is a very common thing.
Yeah. You guys familiar with someone named Wendigoon?
No.
Wendigoon? No.
Nope. Hi, Rags.
Hello!
Oi, Mutually. Did you know that when Caitlyn gives Vi the Shimmer Potion in episode 6, Vi briefly hallucinates her as her mother? Yeah, she has the purple hair. And we saw her with purple hair in the prologue. The clearest image you get of what Vi's mum looks like. Or looked like, rather. Hi, Rags.
Hello!
And Mauler, hello. And Metal, and Fringy the Great King.
Oh, how kind of you.
Well, okay, so this is your full title, sorry. Friggy the Great King, the Imperishable, Kemrikara, the Great King of Nehekara, King of Kings, Opener of the Way, Wielder of the Divine Flame, Punisher of Nomads.
Man, that's imagine if that was the name of a Dark Souls boss and you had to put all that on the screen.
I feel like it might not fit.
Hex Souls.
That's a scroll. Like, that was
Yeah.
around a big thing.
Dark Scrolls.
Oh.
Apparently it's a Warhammer reference.
Oh yeah, because it goes on. The Great Unifier,
Oh,
Commander of the Golden Legion, Sacred of Appearance, Bringer of Light, Father of Hawks, Builder of Cities, Protector of the Two Worlds, Keeper of the Hours, What? Oh, there's a third. Chosen of Petra? I'm not sure. High Steward of the Horizon, Sailor of the Great Vitae, Sentinel of the Two Realms, the Undisputed Begetter of the Begot,
So how
of
many
the
super chats
Faithless,
is this spread across?
Carrion Feeder, and many, many more. That was 3 super chats. They managed to get that out in.
Oh, that's
Right.
quite that guy. What a very impressive person to have all of those titles, you know?
Yeah,
I was gonna
so
say,
They
many.
must have done a lot of stuff.
Quite the
They had
resume,
a lot of
isn't it?
money.
Quite the resume.
They would do
Yeah.
that in,
I feel bad for the guy's son.
just
Yeah, how
Bob.
could he ever live up to that?
They did that in Game of Thrones with Khaleesi, who's like, is the great Khaleesi, the mother of dragons, the breaker of... She's like, shut the fuck up! No one cares! This just has a peace symbol with some wine.
Oh boy.
Will you cover Grace Randolph ranking the Arcane characters? She said Vanda wasn't really a father figure to Vi and Powder, and she lusts after Jace.
She lusts after Jay. Well, that's understandable.
That's not even a
I think
surprise, really.
Yeah, I mean, Have you seen the man?
As for Vanda wasn't really a father figure, but like he just was. So like, what
That's
do
an
you do with
interesting take that I'm not interested in exploring.
that? Yeah, I was gonna say like, there's not
You
much for us to
know?
do with that because I'd just be like, well, so he is. I mean, define
He
father
clearly
figure for me
is.
and tell me how he doesn't satisfy it. You know, like how?
Maybe. Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm. All your mic is too low. I swear to God, if it's been lowered again, I'm gonna kill everything. Wow, that. Oh. Where are you? Recording, microphone, property, level. At 35. It's supposed to be at like 65. Or whatever the hell I moved it to last time. Why does it keep... We did the thing last time that you mentioned to me, right? Allow applications to take exclusive control. Yeah, that's still off. So why the hell is it going down?
Is Discord... Do you have it set to automatic gain control?
Is that a setting on Discord, you mean?
Yes.
In that case, if you can remind me to have a look at that. 'Cause fuck me, that is annoying.
Yeah.
Stop lowering me, computer. Mola, too loud. Is it too loud?
Not for me, I don't think.
Oh yeah, I guess I should increase for you guys too, because I was doing that.
You're not to increase it for me. It's fine.
Not too loud, no problems. Machines are taking over. Never too loud, too hot, it's fine, sounds better, sounds fine, it's perfect. Okay, good. Seems like we're alright.
Remember when that was untainted? I don't, really.
What did you
I was gonna say?
Terminator 3 came out when I was pretty young, so...
Okay, that's what it was. I thought so.
Do you not recognize something? I'm sure.
I
recognize
the thing, but your humming was...
Well, so I was about to comment on that. I feel like I've mentioned it before. We've talked about it. Battlefield and Terminator have a very similar, like, sort of, I guess, main little thing. Because Battlefield's is Terminator's is dun 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 dun, and Battlefield's is dun 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 dun. They're very similar.
Yeah, that little thing is part. Yeah,
I like them both. It's just interesting that they're so similar.
There's probably a lot of connections like that with different soundtracks and stuff and pieces of them.
Well, certain things work, right? So it's not surprising that certain things... And I mean, but like Battlefield's little dun-dun-dun has always been really cool. They put a lot of emphasis on it lately, but nobody really talks about Battlefield anymore, do they?
I do.
Not for any good reason.
Only like 90... They've lost 96% of their players.
We've all been there. We've all lost that many players. It's fine.
Well, I mean, Halo's already lost, what, like 90% of its players?
Oh, man.
Yeah, and remember, they're not doing a Call of Duty next year because Vanguard underperformed.
Honestly, I mean, I'm A-okay with only getting a Call of Duty every 2 years. Because I'm like, maybe it'll be good.
Well, it seems like the last few Call of Duties have been... Because from what I understand, you had Modern Warfare in 2019. 2020 was meant to be the Sledgehammer game, but that whole studio, like, they lost a lot of leadership, and their 2020 game got delayed to 2021. And so Treyarch then had to make the 2020 Call of Duty game, so they only had, like, 2 years to make it. And then Vanguard came out, and that was also, like, not really... There was clearly problems on the development of that game. Because, like, there are so many parts of that game that are, like, clearly ripped directly from the 2019 engine, like, for Modern Warfare. And it didn't do very well. So, yeah, it seems like they've reached the point of, like, the engine that we've created to just pump these out is starting to wear down.
Maybe we need to make these larger, super feature-rich games that people know will have a longevity of 2 years of development and support. Instead of next year, there'll be a new one. Fuck it.
Well, it seems like the longevity is now Warzone. Like that's the because all of the games,
yeah, that's right.
All of the games are part of Warzone, and I'm pretty sure that this year it's not just Modern Warfare 2, but it's also going to be like Warzone 2. They make a lot of money on Warzone. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it feels like keep repeating it, but like they made like $1 billion off of just Modern Warfare in a year. $1 billion. I don't know that there's not many things that make that much money, except for like live service games. Certainly not any like single player games are making that much money, except for like a Rockstar game. But even then, Rockstar makes most of their money online now. Seems that way anyway.
COD's been through a couple of ups and downs in the past. I'm sure maybe one point it'll come out with one that we all go, whoa, that one was pretty cool.
We all kind of liked Modern Warfare. I did, anyway.
Yeah, I kind of did.
It felt like a a moment of like,
cared.
Because we all gave it a good play, which I hadn't done for so long for COD, but
likewise, but I haven't given any of the other ones a play since.
I don't know. Maybe they'll do something at some point and make us all go, ooh.
Well, yeah, I don't want Call of Duty to, because it's like the junk food of video games. It's the junk food shooter, and I don't want it to be. You know, I want it to be like a cool burger and fries kind of thing, where it's for everybody and everyone could, kind of play it, but it's good.
Right, but yeah, like it used to be, like back in the good old days, like COD 4 or Modern Warfare 2. I will say though, because like I get the impression that the next one is gonna lean hardcore into Modern Warfare 2 nostalgia. That's gonna be hard for me to ignore. Like that game is probably gonna have like Ghost and Soap and all those guys. Task Force 141. Oh boy. Be careful,
Do you plan to release the Bly Manor EFAP someday? Yep. I'm just gonna have to... There's so many things. You have no idea. EFAP has literally done like 1% of the things it wants to do, okay? We got so many things.
Yeah.
We are 1%.
So many things, so little time.
But so many things on the way. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. But yes, that's on the way. Eventually. One day. Maybe. Yes. 100%. Maybe.
Maybe.
Good day, everyone. Also, hi, Rags.
Hi.
Good day. I require Mauler to say bread angrily. Bread.
There you go.
Yeah. Hope that was everything you wanted. Is the video?
It's not often that one gets upset at bread. Bread's seems like a very inoffensive sort of, food. It's item in general.
Is the video you're working on releasing next week? It's releasing 2 days. So no, this week now, but probably next week when that was sent. Maybe. I can't remember. Fringy sent some emus to help Ukraine. I'm gonna guess not. EFAP Fodero video called In Defense of Gaston. Oh, do you mean
In Defense of Gaston?
EFAP Fodder video they probably meant? Maybe? I don't know. In Defense of Gaston.
I'd have to rewatch the movie.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do
my perspective on
also
Gaston.
which one, right? Like the original or the remake?
Well, I want us to do a back-to-back EFAP of those, like we did for Dalmatians.
Man, there's gonna be so many of them.
I know.
So many of these remakes. Can we?
We'll get through a lot of them eventually, probably. People fucking love the Dalmatians one.
Well, I guess it's just how many of them are gonna be like. I get the impression that they're not all going to be like as horrible as Cruella.
I would imagine so, yeah.
You know, like I doubt
Cruella was especially
that Aladdin is going to be like as bad as Cruella. Dude, the Snow White
Cruella
one,
was special.
That's going to be freaking Gal
Gadot
as the evil queen. It's going to be awful.
Yeah, the whole, dwarves are bad, and it's all gonna. It's got all the makings of the.
Oh god!
Shadow Warrior 3 came out.
Yes,
did you guys know this? And they changed Lo Wang's voice actor because he wasn't Asian before.
Right.
And so they got rid of the old voice actor who was really good, and they replaced him.
I don't understand that with the voice acting. That always feels like a weird, like, does anybody care that Kratos isn't voiced by a Greek person? He has a cool voice, Well, both versions of the character have a cool voice.
Well,
so I'm happy with those choices.
What's the color of the person who voices Kratos?
Well,
they were both black,
Kratos,
I think, right?
Both have been played
you can't say shit.
Well, nobody can, because Kratos is technically white. He's ash white.
He's literally...
but you can't. But if the voice actor is black, you can't say shit.
Well, but I guess what I'd say is, ideally, we don't care, right? Like, whoever
You and
voices
I don't
whoever, as
care,
long as
yeah,
they
but
have the
that's why,
voice that is suits the character.
Yeah, and to be fair, I love both the voices. I was actually sad to find out that they'd recast him, and then I heard the new cast. I was like, okay, that was really fucking good. So I don't know.
Yeah. And Phil Lamar played Samurai Jack. Yeah, I mean, it's like I just like cool voices wherever they come from, and it seems like, especially with voice acting, that's presumably an area where it's like, well, it's boundless, right? Like, we can have anybody ideally play any character. Yeah, okay.
I thought we were past the age of, oh, sorry, we're firing you because you're not the right race.
Oh, and someone
Well,
mentioned the Alison Brie on BoJack. It's like, yeah, that was yeah. Do you remember that? I think she said that, like, in hindsight, that she shouldn't have taken the role.
That's so stupid.
Should have been played by a Vietnamese actress.
was BoJack voiced by a horse?
Yes.
And also, yeah, mentioned that it's I always blank on his name, because Cleveland is voiced by white.
Mike Henry, isn't it?
Mike Henry, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I guess, and then of course we had the Apu thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's been plenty of them.
I don't know. Feels like yeah.
Shadow Warrior 3 is actually it came out today, it came out March 1st. 64% positive, so it's definitely
64, yeah, that's a bit worrying.
By the way, play Shadow Warrior 1 and Shadow Warrior 2.
I played a bit of Shadow Warrior 2. That was fun.
Yeah, they're fun games.
I always find it interesting to think about the, recut. Damn, I'm struggling here with this cough. Recasting voices. Like, it feels like sometimes the ease with which a voice can get recast is odd, considering that the voice is like the strongest thing you can latch onto for like an animated or a digital character.
It's doubly bizarre coming from Shadow Warrior as a series, which is
Shadow Warrior
about being it's very edgy and irreverent and, like, self-aware cringe. It's very much like the protagonist's name is Lo Wang. Like, that game knows exactly what it is. It is supposed to be an irreverent, edgy, self-aware cringe game that makes fun and pokes fun of everything. So that's what makes it doubly odd to be like, oh, we have to be racially sensitive and cast the right race as the person who plays our character because we don't want to do. It's like, fuck off.
BoJack was voiced by a centaur.
Well, centaurs have
Oh
voice,
my
so.
goodness, good news. John DiMaggio is returning as Bender.
Yeah, I heard about that last
Yay.
night.
Oh, that's good. It's weird that
I need to get some water.
Why was he originally not cast, did they say?
I don't think we ever found out a reason. Now that he's back, it just makes you wonder, like, oh, alright then.
Yeah. Because his voice, I mean, could you have another Bender? I guess you could, but...
He's got an incredibly unique voice.
Yes.
It's fucking impossible to impersonate Bender. You can only ever just repeat the quotes, and that's it. But, yeah, I'm sure there's someone out there who could possibly come close, but the man is, like, Jake from Adventure Time and Bender for, Futurama, like, I don't know anybody who can really impersonate them very well. So I'm glad he's back, yeah. I will now give that a shot, probably. But, still be worried about where it's gonna end up. I bet you haven't heard there's a Netflix Terminator anime coming down the sludge pipe. Why?
Man.
Why? Let it
Well,
die.
Matrix had an anime, and I heard it was alright.
Animatrix was cool, yeah, but that was made when people wanted to make stuff. Nowadays, it's more
Yeah,
so
it was probably made because they had passion and talent and wanted to tell a story and present a tale in a different medium and blah art, blah blah yeah.
Isn't the Army of the Dead, they're getting an anime adaptation, right?
I'm sure everyone's gonna watch it.
Wait,
I don't understand. This is such a false franchise. It's like, nobody cares. Nobody's watching
Lord of the
you.
Ring anime.
Oh, I mean the Army of the Dead one.
Oh no! It's just someone to mention in chat. Lord of the Rings getting an anime too.
Yeah. I'm just saying that the Army of the Dead, when it gets its sequel too, like, who the fuck's gonna watch it?
It's franchised before it even had a film. Like, it was meant to be a franchise. You don't
God,
get to
everyone
choose
loves
that.
this, huh? And it's like, no.
It's not a choice you get to make, you know? Like,
and like, cause I'm on Real BBC Weekly, right? And there's a lot of people who are fans of Snyder there, but none of them ever talk about how good Army of the Dead is. Because nobody likes it. Nobody wanted that movie, but there we are. Gary said he tried to watch it and he gave up like 15 minutes in.
It's tough. It's legit. It is legitimately a difficult movie to watch.
Yeah, like it kind of hurts your eyes a bit.
And I really think it is indicative of his abilities, because that is such an easy win to have mercenaries break into Vegas while fighting zombies. Like, how do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
And
such a cool little premise.
Got, like, full creative control over that one.
Yep. Hi guys, love all your content. I was wondering if you could do another Jared Genesis lore video.
Lore video.
I guess they just mean any of his videos, but yeah, he was quite a character, and I think we mostly just decided to leave him alone. I don't know what he's up to these days. I've heard things about how he's back on different platforms or something. I don't know, but I hope he's doing well, I guess. More Jared, please.
Yeah.
Army of the Dead applies to the audience. Oh my god, it was meta. It was all meta.
Zach was actually clever.
Like, if the credits finish, he just points at the screen and says, "This was about you. This was you. You're the dead."
Talked about the prequel, like the prequel movie that they made. Army of Thieves, I think, was what it was called.
I thought that was a TV show. Is it a movie?
No, that was another film on Netflix, but nobody talked about it. It feels indicative of kind of what happened. It almost feels like the number of people who are fans of, like, Zack Snyder's general filmography is appreciably smaller than the number of people who are fans of specifically the DC films that he made.
Yeah, the crossover has been minuscule, I think.
It seems that way, and I guess it'll show more clearly with the next film that he's making, I guess, how much interest there is in his ideas.
Well, yeah, because people want him to make more Batman stuff, I guess, and Superman.
That's not happening.
No, they're never letting him near it again.
Definitely not. Like, they've already planted sequels for the Batman and spin-off shows. Like, that's a thing, and it's probably going to make a bunch of money.
Fringy, don't play Infinite. Play Deep Rock instead.
I probably will give Deep Rock a chance, but now I've bought Elden Ring, so that's going to, I guess, be priority while I'm trying to work on the end game stuff.
Fair enough. You guys ever play...
I'll try and get around.
Deep Rock Galactic is the Dark Souls of cooperative dwarf mining adventure games.
I was just about to say that.
Mean?
Yeah, just about to say that.
What does that mean?
I think it's clear, isn't it? I feel like that's...
Fringy, that's just my title. I don't have to talk about it now.
So anyway, you guys ever play Lord of the Rings War in the North? Pretty good graphics for the time, great game.
No,
I remember it, though.
I remember it, I never played it.
It was a co-op game, right? It was like a co-op original thing set in the Lord of the Rings universe.
I actually have no idea, because I only ever knew the name, and I was like, I'll play that at some point maybe, and then I didn't. Do you guys remember how there's a Gollum game coming out?
What?
Yes, I do.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
There's
a Gollum game?
Yeah, a game where you play as Gollum crawling around, like, fucking Middle-earth, and you're trying to get to Mordor, I think? I don't even know.
I think that's what it's about, yeah.
It's so bizarre, because I remember I was told about it by a friend, and I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot this was coming. Why is it coming? Who wanted the Gollum game?
Who wanted a Gollum game?
But maybe it could be really cool.
It could be amazing. Like, it's just, why is this where we're at? I just don't understand how this happened.
Yeah. Gollum, a Lord of the Rings story.
So yeah, that'll be interesting as well when that pops out. I'll probably try it. I'll just be so interested by the premise. I'm just like, you just play as Gollum crawling around doing things? Okay, I don't know. See what it's like. Well, it could be fun. But yeah, great graphics for the time and great gameplay. Hi Rags, Fringle-Dangle, and the Massive. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Speaking of shows ending, Arthur ended recently. Arthur?
Yeah, it did. Arthur the animated show, remember?
Oh shit! Right. For a second there, I was thinking King Arthur, and I was like, "What the fuck? Have I not heard of this?"
The long-running King Arthur show on PBS. Yeah.
Did they not have? did they replace Arthur's voice actor with an actual aardvark, or?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Steven Crowder was on that show, right?
He was, yeah.
Crowder was on Arthur?
Yeah, he was a
I think
little kid
was, yeah.
voice, yeah.
Oh.
I'll have to catch you in the rewatch studying to be like Aiden Paladin. Fair enough. Also, what's up with EFAP cooming over strong, well-written female characters? Misogyny disproven? Anyway, have some money, my massive. I know, right?
Oh.
Just don't tell anybody about that. Those 3 streams. Don't know if this was sent during our catch-up. Oh, I think I was playing something on Dolphin, so yeah. That if I remembered what it was. Let's assume it was Mario Kart. That sounds funny.
Jeez, people are saying they're beating the new Shadow Warrior in like 5-6 hours. Fuck me.
Sure.
That's bad.
How long are they usually?
Shadow Warrior 1 about 9 hours took me to beat it, but there's reasons to go back and replay. Shadow Warrior 2 I have 13 hours in and I'm not finished. I don't know how much further I have to go, and there's a lot of side quests and things that I haven't gone through, so it's easily 2 times longer content-wise, and it seems to it's there's a lot of stuff in Shadow Warrior 2 in terms of upgrades and different weapons. Seems to be like it's a huge Shadow Warrior 3 seems to be like they tried to Doomify it, and it's a huge downgrade.
Damn.
And it's really short, linear, and it's not open world anymore. All the zones you can go through. That sucks. At least they fixed the voice actor.
Fine, no more goo, but how is the grit going?
The what?
The grit?
I have no idea what that's about.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I don't know what it's referencing. Maybe it's snowing and then you put some grit down. I don't know.
I like grits.
Did you guys know that Cad Bane is 71 years old in Boba Fett? His species lives up to 70.
Edgy.
Strange, isn't it, that the species lives up to 70 exactly? But alright. The final episode really was 2 old men fighting. Only Keys left in Star Wars. I don't even know that there was a tweet from Jay that said, you know, what happens to Mace Windu in Revenge of the Sith? As a kid, that's like definitely dead. But after seeing all of Disney Star Wars, I think you'd be forgiven for being like, he's not dead. What do you mean?
He's not dead.
I'm not even referring to like resurrection.
He didn't get atomized.
Yeah.
He fell out a window. That's nothing. Fell out a window. That's pussy shit.
I think that from what we've seen in Disney Star Wars beyond Palpatine, right? Just like the other stuff. Well, I say beyond Palpatine, just like not as far as Palpatine. I think you would feel they are translating to you that Mace would survive that. Like, they'd be like, of course he's alive. But without having seen Disney Star Wars, you'd be like, no, he's dead. But yeah, I don't know how long it'll be before they'll bring him back. I don't know why they wouldn't. I'm pretty sure he said he'd happily come back, so I don't know why he wouldn't. Have you seen The King's Man? No, I haven't. I want to, though.
Nope. I don't.
That's okay.
I've not seen The King's Man.
I recently watched your storytelling EFAP. I think the most important part of storytelling is truthfulness, as in, does a story say something deep and truthful about the human experience?
I mean, I can understand that being something that you value in stories. I just don't think that would be like the most fundamental element of the craft.
I feel like once you've got well-written characters, you are saying something about the human experience no matter what.
I feel like you will have if you've created, strong characters.
That's basically just saying theme, but more specifically, this kind of theme.
Well, yeah, because theme is a hugely important part of storytelling as far as I'm concerned.
Some form of a message, yeah.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it is about the human experience in some way.
Wow, it's hard not to write about the human experience as a human.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about, the plankton experience that often. I'm sure there's someone out there who did, though.
Well, SpongeBob talks about the plankton experience sometimes. Isn't the guy in the opposing shop the plankton? What's his name?
Is it Plankton?
Plankton
think it
from
might just be
SpongeBob
Plankton, yeah.
SquarePants?
Yeah. Ah, see, that's how I remembered, because that's his actual name.
Yeah, he's Plankton.
He's just Plankton.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
other plankton are named, but it's like that's like if I don't know, if someone's like a person if their name was human, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or homo.
I'm sure you've been
Or
asked
if
this
they were twins, homo.
I'm sure you've been asked this to exhaustion, Mauler, but will you be playing / streaming Elden Ring? Hi, Rags.
Hello.
You know, I
Well,
think I will. I've done
You
5 of
reckon?
them already, so yes.
okay, huh.
You can find them on the homepage of my channel. They are unlisted, but they're in a little playlist called Mauler Plays, I think, and it's all the little games I played over the years on the stream. One from Real BBC. Will watch Gary read the original later and get confused. I'm glad Monster Hunter avoided the woke bit and is just terrible RE movie. Oh, the Paul W.S. Anderson Monster Hunter.
Still on our list. Still gotta see it.
We'll get around to it, I'm sure. I'm hoping we'll get a second one by the time we look at it, maybe. Or are they not getting a sequel for that? I don't know. Did it do well?
I don't know.
I
That
hope
was
it did.
pandemic
Probably
times.
did. Yeah.
At Rags, you don't want to marry a period. Too much trouble. And every day it's just one thing after another. I think that was when you had to choose between fuck, marry, kill, a question mark, exclamation mark, and a full stop, I think. So anyway, 2 is also Filmento's thing weird misunderstandings. He understands the Monster Hunter movie's bad, but doesn't get Monster Hunter at all and acts like it should be a horror.
Monster Hunter is not a horror game.
It's
I
action
heard it's the
adventure.
furthest thing from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are, well, so I don't know how much you guys know about the game, but the Kezu is like this creature that's fucking horrifying. And its intro cutscene in the game, someone in chat will know what I'm talking about. It like sits on ceilings and its neck extends down to like just slowly swallow creatures that go into its cave, sort of thing. And that's definitely framed as like a horror sort of cutscene, but we're talking literally like less than 0.1% of the game is horror. The rest of it is absolutely like adventurous.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Is that another one of like his weird writing rules?
well, it sounds like he just thought from what he saw in Monster Hunter that it should have been a horror movie, which I find him so strange.
Look into it
That
a
would
bit
be
more?
bizarre based off of what I know about the tone of that
I
game.
haven't played
If they
Monster
made
Hunter,
a
and
But like,
I
why
never
even?
thought of it as a horror
Plus, I
game.
don't want him to make a horror movie. I want him to make a stupid action movie where his wife
Yeah,
spins
absolutely.
around and we see her tits. That's what he needs to be making until the day he dies. It's just those movies. I would not change him.
Three Musketeers, man. It's one of his best movies.
It was legitimately very entertaining movie. I highly recommend Three Musketeers. It was so fun.
Yeah, I just don't know why that would be the nature of the conversation. Like, instead of trying to repair the movie as it is, it's like, let's switch genre. It's like, whoa, why?
What?
That'll fix it.
Yeah.
In what way do you think that this is a solution? Especially this director.
You know what's funny? I actually thought in my head, for some reason, that, yeah, like, why would he do horror? They're like, oh, well, his best movie is horror, and all of the Resident Evil films were horror, technically. I just don't think of them as horror.
Technically. That's technically with 7,000 quotations floating around. Because there are segments of those films where he tries to do scary parts, and they're hilarious because of how transparent it is what he's trying to do, you know? And how it just doesn't work. So, it just... I would now if he made tried to make a legit horror film, I would be curious to see it. Because it would be terrible. But all of his films are terrible. But I wonder if it'd be entertaining, you know?
Someone in chat just said the movie is framed as a horror movie.
Is it?
Well, the super chat says that Filmento wanted it to be a horror movie, so I have no fucking clue what's going on anymore.
Both of those can be true.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, alright, anyway. 3. I also remember the way I cheesed this game was the 2-hit combo that knocked people down. I think it broke shields and then stab while they're down. Assume they're talking maybe about... Was I playing...
Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I was playing Two Towers, Return of the King, yeah. So that's what they were talking about when they said this is Elden Ring. It's like, yep. Hi, Mags and Friggy.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
If Vi shot Caitlyn, what do you think Jinx would have done? So she's like broken enough in her head that she would see that that's absolute proof that Vi loves Jinx. And so then she'd probably release her, and then she would ask her to like, what should we do with Silco? Silco would be untied of his mouth, and then he'd be like, this is bullshit, and I guess we'd get a similar set of things happening. I'm not sure, but yeah, Jinx had lost her mind enough that she thought, all you have to do is kill Caitlyn, and that's proof that you don't want her over me. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, obviously it's not quite rational.
No.
But...
also, please play Cuphead on Super Chats. I want to see you guys lose it. I don't think I can play that on Super Chats.
I don't think that's a game for Super Chats.
I will have to focus
no, it's not.
to be able to play it. Like, I can't just casually play Cuphead. Just saw Enemy at the Gates. What a great film. Highly recommend, though it has its contrivances. Also, do a Chernobyl EFAP Mini, only 5 hours. Smile.
I think there are, as much as I love Chernobyl as a show, I think we have other things that we want to try and kind of get done first.
I don't think that works.
I don't know that it's
minis.
conducive to EFAP movies.
I don't think it will be. I think it'll just be us watching
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more a thing that would get like a video, but I don't even know why I would. There's probably really good video essays on that out there, especially about the realism and stuff. And yeah, Enemy at the Gates, Enemy at the Gates, good schnizzles, and I like that you just said smile at the end. How nice, how friendly.
Smile.
By the way, did you guys ever check out that Terminator FPS game that came out a while ago? It's the only good Terminator thing out so far. Everyone's told me to check it out.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard it's pretty good.
I have no intention to do it anytime soon, I guess, but like I do want to check it out at some point just because of what everyone said. The Book of Boba Fett is like a cold, wet towel wrapped around the midriff of my mind. It drenches us with its sour tones, soaking us until one can do naught but become united with one's uncomfort.
No, Boba Fett is like when you're sitting down in a chair for a long time, and then at some point you just sort of notice that your back is just a little bit sweaty, but it doesn't really bug you. You just sort of notice it randomly after a number of hours. That's what Book of Boba Fett is.
I just think it was shit. So anyway, rewatch the Hobbit trilogy. Not as good as Lord of the Rings, but it isn't J.J. Abrams trash either. Love how they adapted the songs from the books. Well, the book, rather, yeah.
I remember not being at all offended by those movies.
I like the first one, second one was third one was bad. That's what I remember.
Yeah. The first one is what I remember the most, and I remember liking it the most of the three.
Fringy,
it doesn't feel like some soulless cash grab. Like, they clearly tried to do things and put a lot of work and effort into it. It just didn't quite resonate.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate.
Fringy, you must come to realize that Australia is a false nation, as TLC realized that the Goa'uld are false lords. Also, Penguin play Half-Life. I could play Half-Life or something, yeah.
Not sure what I meant to do with that.
False nation, my goodness. What can you do? Drove past Llewellyn Road, the Welsh are invading. Yeah, don't worry about it. Welsh do that every once in a while.
Why would you do that?
You know, just having a look around. Duma was abandoned by EFAP chat and is currently under his Jinx arc. The Sitch and Adam chat accept him with open arms, but what's his new name? Could just be Jinx, I guess, or Doominx. That sounds like it'd be a bit weird.
Doominx.
Maybe he just calls himself Doom. He's just Doom now.
Doom.
Also, you guys missed a giant criticism that destroys Arcane. 2 words. Co-ed prison. #midcane. I mean, it's fantasy world, so like...
It's a fantasy world, yeah.
I'm assuming that it's... And they don't seem to care about the fate of a lot of people who end up there. They keep repeating that.
Maybe that's a deterrent to keep women from committing crimes, knowing that the prisons are co-ed.
It's obviously... She gets put in solitary the second she attacks that guy, so there probably is some level of rule of don't fucking do anything with anybody else sort of stuff, but I don't know how well they enforce it, and yeah, seems like it's... If you remember, when Jinx says, I've done a lot of stuff, Vi says we've both done all kinds of things to survive. It's just like,
Solitary confinement is or isn't co-ed?
I mean, it would be
I don't
not,
know.
right? Because there's only
It
one
would be
person
no
in it.
ed, because there's only one person, yeah.
Silco, I understand.
Is a let's say a public high school, right? If the building is empty, is it co-ed?
I guess it's nothing, right? Until if there's no students enrolled, it's just nothing. It's just a building.
I don't know. You can move along.
The
I don't even know
mysteries,
where I'm going
yeah,
with this.
Alright then. Silco, I understand now, brother, how cringe it was for me to want to kill you. Pours out drink at a statue. And dabs. Oh, and high rags.
Hi!
Yeah, it
By
was
the way,
interesting.
that is what Silco was missing. The one thing that would have really lifted him up to that legendary status, dab. When Savika kills the guy at his
yeah,
desk,
that was like the
he just
most
needed to
important piece of character
dab.
development for Hulk was the dab.
Dab.
That was how we knew that he was a changed man, truly.
How many paragraphs do you have devoted to the Hulk dab in your
I don't have a paragraph, but I have a joke that I
pages?
like.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. I don't have paragraphs for that. I
need,
I got a little joke that I like.
You need to hire someone to just make this incredibly high resolution, like perfect quality 5-second clip of you just screaming your head off and melting into a puddle after seeing it.
Like it's just Raiders of the Lost Ark. The beak is melting too.
God, you always want that one guy in the studio or whatever to come in and be like, I just saw this fucking dab. Joe, Anthony, what the fuck is this? They're like, what is cool? Kids like it. It's like, no.
You said you like the Fortnite joke. No, I did not like
I did not say that. One of my assistants may have said that, but I didn't fucking say that. Hi, Massives. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Thoughts on The Wolf Among Us 2?
I'm super excited for that. I really like the first game.
I don't know anything about it.
So yeah, I got no connection.
It's one of Telltale's games. One of their early... Well, not earlier, because they've been around for a long time. It was after The Walking Dead. I think that was the next thing they did.
I thought they, like, exploded. Are they...
They did, but then they kind of got reformed, and I think there's another studio that had some of the Telltale employees, like, form up to do something. But they're around again.
From the ashes, the frog mouth rises.
Neat. Also, since you liked The Hunt with Mads Mikkelsen, I would strongly recommend another round. Yes, same creators and same actors, I think. I saw YMS review it. He didn't seem that... He thought it was good, he just didn't seem that interested, and so I was like, I might watch that at some point, but I'm not in too much of a rush. Also, hi Rags, hi Fringman. Oh, Fringman
Hello.
Soy. They called you Fringman Soy.
They're allowed to say that.
Alright, and happy birthday, Mootle. Yeah, happy birthday, I guess. Iron Pineapple put out a review of Elden Ring after 60 hours of playtime, rated it 10 out of 10. I have high hopes.
10 out of 10?
Ooh,
calm down.
Well, I mean, a lot of people gave it a 10
but...
out of 10 if it's got a 97 on a Metacritic.
This is one of those things, like, people are asking me, like, do you think it's overrated? It's like, I mean, it has to be. It's pretty much got no choice. It can't be,
well,
like...
If the reviews... If we were to take aggregate review scores, then Elden Ring is... When we say one of the best games ever made, we're talking, like, of, like, the 5 contenders for best game ever made, it would be one of them. That would be what you would pull from scores like that if we go by review scores.
Yeah, like... I understand how this has happened, but it ain't a 10 out of 10.
Well, 10 out of 10. I don't know that there's anything that's a 10 out of 10.
And in the world of games, it's like...
yeah, in games it'd be like
so many variables.
Chess, Tetris, like simple game. Not to say chess super simple, but like Connect 4
that have like no flaws. Like, what are the flaws of chess? You know, like what could you point out as something that's wrong with chess that needs fixing?
It might come down to like the particular version or something. You know, like as maybe. In the UI, if it's a digital one or whatever. Yeah.
Base though, you know.
But yeah, I mean, you know, the stuttering and lagging and freezing alone, like that, there's no way it can be rated 10 out of 10 from all the complaints. Fucking Cat Icarus put out a tweet saying, "Do not buy it on Steam. It's fucked." And it's just like, damn, dude.
Yeah, some people are having serious problems with it, but
why?
It feels like
it doesn't work for some people.
Those are ignored, though.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah, like, so you've got everything from it won't like fucking launch for some people. Very few, I will admit, but there's that. There's like constant stuttering for some people where it just won't even run past like 20 FPS or something like that.
That's bad.
Then there's some people who get like spikes, but pretty consistent spikes. And then there are some people like me who it plays fine pretty much all the time, except here and there when it's loading areas, or I'll get a spike every once in a while. And I think like one time it got me killed, maybe two. And then I think you get someone like Metal, who I think he said it's been running pretty much perfectly. Like, it's just, he's not really had any problems. And then there are people, yeah, who are reporting that, like, they have no idea what people are talking about. But it's perfectly fine. This, it seemed, like, there's no way the coverage would be this positive if this were more common, but it's still common enough that I've heard a lot about it, so... It's not like, Arkham... Was it Arkham Knight?
Arkham Knight didn't work for anybody, basically. There was, like, for more people than not, it was broken.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, because... Smiler got it when it came out, and he played it to completion almost in like a couple of days, and he loved it. He thought it was great. He had loads of fun. Everyone was like complaining. He was like, "It worked fine for me." Like, I don't understand.
God, Arkham Knight, that was like a catastrophe in a lot of ways. I remember that was the pre-order bonuses and all that were insane for that game too.
Yes, like, how do you even review the? What are you supposed to say? Like, because it's just like, well, if it works perfectly for you, are you supposed to just be like, well, I've heard that it doesn't work perfectly for everybody, so that has to... Does that affect your score? Yeah, it would have to, right?
Surely it would have to, yeah.
It's, yeah, I don't know. But hopefully, they've been adding updates. I'm hoping that they've fixing these issues. I don't know. That's how Cyberpunk worked for me. I heard and saw so many problems. I got a tiny fraction of them, such that I got through the entire game just fine, and I loved it. Man.
Complicated on PC, you know.
There was so much shit to see in that game go wrong, like...
Yeah.
I don't know if...
They recently released their big old patch, right? Their big update, of, hey, sorry, we fixed it now.
I mean, it's better now than never.
Yeah, well, that's over a year since it came out, right? It came out at the end of 2020, so it's been a...
Yeah,
man, oh, man, I just have no interest in playing that game.
I'll give it another try when their first big DLC comes out, and then I could see all the patches and everything, but... we'll see. I'm not, like, chomping at the bit to play it. I'm just like, whenever that comes, I'll be like, okay, I might try it now.
Yeah.
But it won't be until probably first big DLC time.
I think the only way I'd be playing it is if, like, all of you guys played it and said it's amazing and you have to play it. I'd be like, alright, fine, but I don't know if I'm ever going back to that one. Did you guys see the Woke of the Rings teaser trailer? It's going to be the Game of Thrones Season 8, but worse.
Might.
I'll have to
Just
see.
might be.
We'll be checking it out.
I'll be watching it for sure.
The last duel is slow-paced, but beautiful, and the writing does make sense, worth watching for the 20-minute long fight scene that's historically accurate. Interesting.
Oh boy. I have so many films I want to watch, though, and games and TV shows.
It's not fair.
It's hard to... Yeah, it is. It's not. I wish there was more
cruel.
time.
Such incredible issues we must deal with.
Yeah.
I wanted to plug Nerdanonymous and St. Million's channels. The former has 3 detailed video essays on why the Star Wars films... Oh, sorry, on just the Star Wars films. And the latter has short, funny lore videos. There you go. Nerdanonymous and St. Million. Is Kung Fu Panda Trilogy EFAP approved? This person has asked this a couple of times. I believe so. I haven't seen it in long enough, though.
As far as I can remember, yeah.
Yeah, as far as I remember. Why call them Snyderoids when Snydrones rolls off the tongue much earlier?
Snydrones, that's pretty good.
I think
Snydrones is pretty good.
I think they wanted to say much easier, but it's autocorrected to earlier, so it just says Snydrones rolls off the tongue much earlier. It's like, wait.
They seem too passionate to be like drones. Drones kind of implies this like autonomous, neutral sort of kind of thing, you know, that like an automaton, but they're too just passionate and despicable.
Yeah, there's something about the oids, I think, that people associate very much with a group of robots walking in, like, lockstep, while drones, I think, makes you think of, like, things that are sent, or, I don't know. There's probably a reason why people opted for oids instead of drones, but I do think it works, though. Snide drones, that's a good one.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Damn it, I meant easier. Yeah, I figured. It was funny, though. What a classic game. My brothers and I played the dawn out of this. Oh, then I bought Third Age thinking it would be like this game. I was very, very wrong. Yeah, Third Age is nothing like Two Towers and Return of the King.
No, yeah, it's completely different game.
All of them are very well balanced. Today I heard someone describe Arcane as a generic fantasy adventure series. Mind you, this same person considers Lower Decks clever and well written. Oh. Hey man, you know, there's something out there for everyone. Great. Would you rather be known for being subtle or being supple?
There's something to be said about if everyone knows you're subtle. How subtle are you?
Right.
It's almost like the peak of subtleness is no one even knows you're subtle.
Yeah, like if you're known for being subtle, then it's like, wait a minute.
Like
You know?
everyone, like you could still be subtle, but it's almost like it's that extra. Like whenever you're playing a game, if you're very subtle all the time, that's like A rank. Everyone knows it. But if you want to get to S tier rank for subtleness, no one can even know that you're subtle. Like it's just a different sort of, it's master level subtle. Or supple. Well, supple has a lot. Let's see, just to make sure. I think it means like bending without breaking. Yeah, bending or moving easily and gracefully. Flexible. So there are some things that you want to have that you have that should be supple. But some things about you maybe shouldn't be supple. They should be more rigid and more I get dug in and entrenched. Like, I don't want someone's principles to be bending and moving easily and gracefully or flexible,
yeah.
But like their body, you want a supple body, but it depends on what supple thing.
Well,
So
yeah, like you should always be willing to have your mind changed. But to some extent, you should have certain things that you're pretty set on.
yeah, so like it's okay to have like a supple mood, right? Your mood could change
Sure.
and shift as things happen, and it's you give appropriate emotional responses to things around you. Um, but I think I'm gonna go with supple. but it's kind of like a wild card where some things are good to be supple, some things not so much.
I don't know,
Subtle's all
actually.
right. There's something about being very. I think there's a quality in being, upfront about your personality, where people appreciate how direct you can be, and how you do say what's on your mind, and you don't want to beat around the bush.
Well, all right then. So I guess it's a tough one because there's just there's negatives and positives to both, right?
Yeah.
If you interpret them very positively, maybe subtle could simply mean people think of you as someone who can get their points across very wittily, carefully, without being too overt about it, or something.
Yeah.
And
Or
then
maybe you got big tits.
yeah, and supple could just mean you're good at trying to compromise the situation or trying to make things sort of satisfy many people at once. Or I don't know. There's so many ways. But if you're gonna choose one, I don't know. I guess if we were to simplify it, known as like, do you want to be known as flexible, or it is funny as you pointed out to be known as subtle. Like, wait.
Yeah. To be known as inconspicuous, it's like,
To be seen
It's
as
like
invisible.
the famous assassins. You're like,
Yeah.
okay.
What was that line from Game of Thrones before it was shit, where he says, if you're a famous smuggler, you're not doing it right. It's good shit. I'll go with subtle, I guess, because even if people know, that doesn't mean that they'll catch everything you're putting down, or something, I don't know. Woohoo, we did it. FNT is too noisy for me, hard to follow, Oni plays. I feel like Oni plays and Friday Night Tights are very different in their approach to a show,
Yeah.
But hey, if you prefer one over the other, that's totally fine. Today's animal of the day is the meerkat. Oh, I think we all know that one.
Every time
Yeah.
meerkats. Also, wait, let's go to Singapore.
Comparethemarket.com.
We discover that Singapore was, place to go for better Discord audiotisms.
We discovered it because I think we just... I think all of them would work, theoretically. I tried Singapore because I figured it was one that most people won't be using, compared to the others.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no real reason to assume that Singapore works any better than any of the other choices, really. It's just it's an assumption. Well, I subscribe to the School of Action by J.J. Abrams. Lol, JK, I think finding an arc theme and sun themes first, then focusing on logic writing second. An arch theme and a sun theme?
A sun theme? Did it mean sub theme?
Maybe. It could be. I'm not actually sure. It might be a misspelling, yeah. Maybe they mean an overarching theme and then a more specific theme and then focusing on logic. Maybe that's what they're gunning for. Happy 1 year of objectisms and giving you money. Needed a breakup from the other guy's chats. Duma's wrench had its chance. Sitch L, no. And high rags.
Sitch L, no. Hello.
Yeah, thank you, and hello. Never forget that on 9/11, a lot of funny jokes were invented. Also high rags.
Hello.
Yeah, and Noel McDonald told a lot of them. Fucking top notch. If you you spetch a spwat, will that flangle the dangle or simply flumpus the moompus?
I'm really not sure.
It's one of those things.
Both of those seem like they could be possibilities, though.
I think you find out by trying, right? That's one of those things.
I think so. I think that's a good attitude.
Mm-hmm. Hey nerds, just seen the new Scream film and the killer is basically the Toxic Brood. Gonna go through it on Tuesday on Proper Horror Show's channel.
Oh, nice.
That's what I've been told.
Glad
but apparently...
we're making waves out there in the serial killer community.
Yeah, it's apparently the killer is annoyed that they've taken the franchise in a direction they don't like. Hee hee. And the new one was made by Ryan Johnson, I think, in the universe of the film. Like, oh.
But what are they saying? Oh, but what are they saying?
I just don't know. I can't figure it out. I'm sure it's very subtle, and they're known for being subtle.
His themes are supple.
Oh my. The Boba Fett show presumably is a cold wet towel wrapped around. Oh, this one again. It's all the same one.
Oh.
Well, we read that one already, but it also says high ranks.
Hello.
One of my biggest pet peeves in stories is when the main characters are rewarded for a stupid plan, or when all of the villains' legitimate points are completely disregarded because they're bad. I am. Yeah, I don't like either of those things, yeah. I was thinking about, if we did the inverse writing one, where we talk about the negative sides of all the things, so like, you know, most hated character, most hated story, and then most, like, hated things that can happen in a story, maybe. It would be cool if we all picked, like, one of those kinds of things and then had an example. So, like,
I would be totally down for that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, like, I hate it when villains' legitimate points are completely disregarded. It's like, yeah, there's probably some good ones you can grab for that. Or rewarding a stupid plan. Yeah. People are so focused on the bikers from episode 3 because they're cringe, and the average human brain detects cringe much faster than it can detect bad writing.
It's true. It's an evolutionary
Cringe is
adaptation.
Yeah.
We avoid the
much
cringe.
an instinctual thing.
I watched
Cringe
videos
is
about
so
that.
interesting to
Like,
me. Yeah, it's a thing.
yeah, like, we have that reaction because it's designed to keep us away from socially, like, things that would make us less socially accepted or whatever, right? Like,
yeah, because it's like the reason why humans really value like social acceptance and deeply fear social rejection is because there was a time when the people who didn't fear it got cast out and died, because it was back in the time when you needed to cooperate with people. And so now it's just this thing we've inherited that often causes problems for people, it seems.
yeah, thanks,
The
evolution.
true age of the Sigma male grind set.
Yeah, but it used to be that if you were a Sigma male, you just got cast out and died. So, you know,
only
Sigma
the truest
male
Sigma
grind
males could survive out in the wild.
I thought you were say only the true Sigma males fucking die. It's like, oh, well, all right.
Boom, boom, boom. Sigma rule: get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger because you have no friends.
Don't know which way is up is an idiom for confusion. The confusion is neither visually or in dialogue explained. It's dumb, but it's not literal.
Wait, they're talking about in The Rise of Skywalkers.
I don't know if they are.
Because it's about them leaving the planet.
Yeah, they mean...
So
yeah, they mean literally.
Some people, I remember I got, like, responses on that. It's like, it's not that they don't know which way is up, it's that they can't access, like, the tower that will direct them into, you know, orbit or whatever. And it's just like, okay, so think it through. Like, they don't know which way is up.
Where is the sky? How do you get into orbit? You go up.
They just gotta go up, for fuck's sake. It's so stupid. So, yeah, like, a lot of people were like, that's not the problem with that scene. It's like, it totally is.
Yeah, it is.
They didn't realize they were making that when they were making it. Yeah, they fucking... They thought they were really clever when they said we have to navigate via a control tower, and it's being disabled.
That isn't a part of our ship, yeah.
And then you're like, navigate where? It's like, up.
Up.
Nice. Yeah, I think even Rich Evans says, like, did they just look down and then go opposite of that? Like, that's all we gotta do. It's like, yeah. Full Control. Would you rather make a movie, game, TV show? Oh, that's the first question. So, out of those three,
I want to make a game.
Game.
If I had full control, yeah.
So, the fact that they said full control rather than, like, you know it'll turn out... If I had a guarantee that this thing would turn out perfectly, I'll go with game.
Yeah.
Full control, meaning I get to make all the decisions. I'm probably going to go with a TV show because I feel like I'm going to have very little understanding of how the making a game... Yeah. I'm already a little understanding on all three, right, for the production of all of them, but...
I would assume that it's the idea that whatever concept I have in my head could be executed to the fullest potential, and if so, then I would go with video game.
But I like the idea of, with TV show, I just get to write lots of long-term character stuff. It'd be fun.
You could
I don't
have
see
you
why
could
I
have that
couldn't
in
do
the
that in
game.
my ideal video game.
This is the problem again, though. Of, like, I don't know that I need to make good gameplay too, and I might want to just sequester
hire
myself to
people
one
for that.
aspect. I suppose
I mean,
that's what full control implies. I could just really pick whatever I
Like,
Oh
want.
yeah, like you're not gonna make the whole thing yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course,
And you get to
even if
test
I
it
had
and
full
make sure
control, I
and double
wouldn't.
check everything.
Yeah, like even full control, that doesn't mean I don't have conversations with people to figure out how to execute on the idea. Collaboration is key to making them video games, unless you're making it on your own, I guess. But
More
because
gonna
I can
make.
just, what's it?
More gonna make a walking sim. Yeah, it would be the most character-filled walking sim ever.
I would want to make like a big ol' like RPG with lots of diverging paths and choices and stealth and stuff. That's what I'd want.
Yeah. Also, Jay, you're gonna make a Harry Potter critique? My brother and I are waiting. I don't know if Jay plans to do that or not, but maybe one day.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I'd be interested if he made one. I would watch the shit out of it.
Wow,
I would be very curious about Harry Potter critique.
About one of those films. Oh boy.
Would that be
I think
would
it's gonna
that
be
be a
all of them.
potential EFAP movies one day?
I think it would
Maybe.
be, yes. I think Harry Potter will lend itself quite easily for the format.
Yeah, I think so too.
There'll be stuff that'll happen that'll make us all go.
Seems
Why don't
like,
they just use time travel?
Seems like there's not as much interest in those Fantastic Beast films.
Yeah.
No, I don't hear really anything about them.
There's a new one coming out like in a couple of months, I think. But I don't know. It seems like people don't really care about it, and I guess there's also the whole Johnny Depp stuff stemming from it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this, I'm just gonna have to read this. All right. Here we go. Would you suck gas?
That's the rules.
Would you suck gas out of your folks with a straw if it meant world peace? Try not to be selfish.
Suck gas out of your folks?
That's what it says.
Like my family? Suck gas out of my... Well, I could just stick a straw in their mouth and suck in, and I'll suck gas out of them.
Yeah, I don't
know what I mean.
It could mean a lot of things.
Because I have to suck gas to live. So I assume I could just do that to someone else. That you just reverse CPR.
It could mean much worse. It could mean the gases that are on the other side of the body. And
it could, but...
And it says that you get world peace for it. The problem with world peace makes me wonder, where's everyone at if there is absolute world peace, you know? What's going on?
Have I usurped everyone's free will or ability to make decisions?
Like, make everybody really happy on it. It's like, whoa, what does that mean? Are we in the Matrix shit? Is that what's happening? Is everyone plugged into stuff? What's going on?
Yeah. Should I be happy when some things happen?
Yeah, so world peace, you know, it says try not to be selfish. It's like, this sounds like a trick. It sounds like the devil trying to make me suck farts.
Yeah, it's like the heaven thing, where it's like, oh, you'll just be happy and blissful forever in heaven. It's like, but what if I'm aware that someone I love went to hell? Am I going to be happy about that?
Yes,
that doesn't sound like
you aren't the same person. So
yeah, it doesn't sound like some that.
Welcome to the place where your brain chemistry is altered against your will forever.
I love the
sounds
idea.
Like I have to be brainwashed to.
I love the idea you're in heaven. It's like, oh, mom, dad, grandpa, where's grandma? And then they're like,
it's a dark matter cartoon.
Oh, grandma masturbated once, so she's burning in hell for eternity.
It was a dark matter cartoon where like the guy goes to heaven and then God shows him that his mom is in hell, and then he's like, "You're not allowed to be sad in hell, so let's turn in heaven. So let's turn that frown upside down." So he's there smiling with tears rolling down his eyes as he's watching the footage.
Just don't think about it.
I remember that there was a one of the ones I really liked was the story was you're coming into a man and his wife, they're coming into heaven. The wife didn't believe, so she's going to hell. The person who murdered her when she was on Earth, he believed, so he's going to heaven. So the two of them go to heaven smiling and sitting on a swing. going up and down, really creaky, smiling at each other. Two people who have no reason to like each other at all. It's like, yeah, I don't know about that one, you know?
Oh, there's a lot of things I don't know about in that subject.
Just don't think about it.
Charlie fighting his grandma and Helen smiling friends.
Yeah, and that super chat ended with Oni plays Wario Land 4. Apparently that's a good one.
I'm sure that is a good one.
Hey, can y'all, the 2nd Cavalry Regiment, we might go to World War III and the infantry could use your support. I hope not. I hope in World War III. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want World War III.
My favorite part of
the world versus Russia, it won't last very long.
My favorite part of storytelling is a sense of completeness, like a story having all the information you need presented to you. My favorite example of this being The Prestige. Complex, but complete.
Finality and closure is an interesting thing to think about when it comes to story.
Yeah, because I hate to like almost bolster a really funny quote from H-Bomber Guy, because it's like you can get a sense of closure in not having a strict ending.
Yeah.
So
right.
It's like it gets complicated what exactly it means, because someone else might be like, that was shit, I didn't even know what happened. And the other person's like, wow, that was so satisfying because of what it means, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I mean, how do we think about this with like a sequel? Not a sequel, a story that has a sequel, and like the ending expects you to follow. Like, do we consider the story's completeness to be its totality or its parts? And if we're going to look at parts, can't we break it down into chapters, or like the first 30 minutes of the film? You know, like how do we, or a TV show that's serialized? Is it its totality? What if it gets cancelled before it can finish? It's and also just, you know, what does it mean to feel like there's a sense of completeness? Feels like it varies from person to person. It's tough. It's complicated.
It makes me think. You just made me think. Like, imagine they announced like Prestige 2 coming soon by Disney or something.
And then
like,
you said
oh,
it was
Jesus
almost my
Christ.
intent to make a sequel. I always wanted to. The Prestige was open-ended on purpose or something.
That's one of those. Sequel. There's a couple of them, but that's one of those movies where it's just like, never ever make a sequel. Holy shit, it's done. It's so done. The story is over. Yes. Please. Maybe writers used to tell good stories when their mums were there to make them nuggies. Yeah, and they're just not there to make them anymore, you know? Or maybe that's what it was. It was the lack of mothers providing nuggies, and they had to go out there and get their nuggies on their own. And that gave them a lot of pizzazz to write stories. Hi, you're wrong. Happy birthday, Kick. You know.
As you do.
The story of the universe is devoid of characters for most of it. Not necessarily.
It is.
Not necessarily.
It depends. Yeah. We have no idea.
You can,
but maybe.
There's lots that could have been there, and to be fair, if we just get a narrator in there, some kind, maybe we can make some characters out of the planets and what they get up to over the millions of years.
If we wanted to. And I mean, I guess there's the interesting thought of, you think about Earth, there's a whole bunch of ecosystems working, not necessarily together, but definitely influencing each other. And you as a human being is an ecosystem of smaller components working together.
Yeah, isn't there like a whole ass fucking menagerie of bacteria that makes like a whole biome in your gut?
In your gut, yes. It's like incredibly important to your existence. And these are living things.
Yeah, see, I have friends.
And of course, your cells and everything, and white blood cells, red blood cells, all sorts of things that just run all on their own without input from you, but are part of you and create you, the conscious you. It gets real complicated when we're trying to thinking about that on like a universal scale.
When we start to understand like all the systems that are in us and stuff and how they work, it's just like, whoa.
It starts to erode certain perceptions that we have about ourselves, though, as well. But while also feels like it's very difficult to get answers on like consciousness, you know?
Yeah.
Like we can figure out how the brain works to some extent, and we can do things that predictably will result in these changes in the way that a person may behave and we can predict how people will behave generally, but we still have no idea what the experience itself is or what it represents. Or if we're the only ones that have it. Yeah, it's yeah, the universe is an interesting place, that's for sure.
If a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah, you don't.
Because we can record it.
Sound waves are not.
Well, I don't remember us.
Require an observer.
Well,
I don't remember us
recording,
defining sound by who's around to hear it, rather than what's being made.
Yeah.
Guys, you were wrong. Holland isn't Spider-Man. He's Strange Jr. because Strange helped him. There you
That's
go.
true. Yeah, how come they don't say?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends. If we see Doctor Strange again in the next movie, then maybe that will be he'll be Strange Jr.
It's a JK, but when do you think bad plot supersedes character? They can have crossover, but ultimately, if they are really categorized differently, the most damage plot does is when it becomes the time travel-y stuff, or dimensional, or multiversal stuff. That's usually, like, breaks apart what is supposed to be... Well, I guess that's world building, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh... Supersedes character. What does it mean for that to happen?
But the plot is so bad that the good character writing is worthless. I don't know what that would mean unless the character writing is severely compromised by the bad plot.
By the bad plot.
Yeah, what comes first? If a character is acting in a way that would be implied differently based on the scenario that they're in, is that a problem with the character or the plot? Generally, we say it's the character because it's the character's actions. So, and plus, plots don't have agency in the way that a character does. So, can a thing be a plot's fault in the same sense that something is a character's fault? It's hard to say which one can supersede the other. I assume that characters can. When can a plot? Because I'm trying to think of an issue where, because generally, even if a plot is borked, characters can act within characters.
Yeah, what I would say is
Act as characters because
whenever whenever plot damages character, it would be that that like a plot problem stems from a stupid decision that a character makes,
or where the plot doesn't resolve.
Well, alternatively, it would be that the plot being so balked prompts characters to make decisions that are out of character. But that
I've got one. I got one.
Yeah?
So what if you had a character make an extremely rational decision that was well reasoned, logical, and within their character, and then inexplicably, as a result, a different thing happened, and therefore all of the other characters now had their view of that original character impacted?
I guess it's I'm not sure. I think it might depend on how that character reacts to what happens. Like,
because that would be the plot failing the characters.
Yeah, the plot. I guess it would be. Does that now result in, like, if the character says that's absolutely absurd, I did everything right and I got penalized, I'm not taking moral accountability for this, that is absurd, that might be more interesting as a response than if he said, wow, I really am a fool, what a fool I am, that this plan that was perfect and had a 99.99% chance of success, was super well reasoned and smart, was bad, I'm a failure, I'm an idiot, you know. And then that's like where the plot goes. Maybe it'd be a situation where the character has come to a conclusion that is the consequence of an absolutely absurd contrivance against him. But I guess I'm still not sure what that would mean in terms of compromising the character. I actually not sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rule it out, but my tentative answer is I don't think a plot can supersede a character.
No, it would only ever be that the character writing is bad.
Part of it is because I don't know how it's possible. Maybe it is, and I just haven't, because of course we're this live stream and we're thinking off the top of our heads in the moment. But I don't see how it could be possible for that to happen. I don't know a scenario where that could happen. I can't envision that.
I can't either. I can't.
Maybe I'd have to brainstorm more. Maybe someone could give me an example or a hypothetical, because I just
But
flat out don't know.
that was an interesting question, though.
Yeah. Hey crew, would you consider ignorance or stupidity the best assets to have in a Lovecraftian setting?
Ignorance.
I feel like it would be ignorance.
It's gotta be ignorance, yeah.
You just can't understand what's happening.
Yeah,
Because
or
you've never
you're
had to deal with this.
not even understanding it, not even being aware of it.
Yeah.
You can't go insane from trying to understand if you can't understand in the first place. Appreciate you all massively.
Ciao. And thank you.
Yeah. I just watched CinemaWin's video on Lord of the Rings. He kept arguing that the theatrical was better than extended. What?
Fuck, are you... What the fuck?
Really?
Wow.
I'll be honest, I'm not even sure I believe it, because surely he knows that that's like... No
one thinks that.
Nobody
It's the one uniting factor for all humans.
Yeah. I do not understand if I just don't. Why would you do that?
I don't get it. I can't even imagine what the only reasoning that I can think of, total good faith here, is that it's too long and no movie should be that long. That's the only thing that I could think of that has some basis in reality, if you could call it that, as an argument, maybe. But damn.
Yeah, he's got videos for a lot of them. Yeah, that's surprising. I just don't hear that take very often, you know?
I've never heard
it's
it.
Totally
I've never heard it.
I don't like.
I've never heard that before.
I
mean, he's not a bright lad, so I guess if anyone was going to make the argument, it would be Cinema Wins. But
I like someone in chat said, "Wow, Cinema Sid's wrong again." Shocker! It's like it's not Cinema Sid's. But he's also wrong often, but that's fine. Bane posting is a form of art. Fact. All right. Can't be disagreeing with that. Art isn't art until someone says it is.
True.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems like a weird metric.
Yeah, that's not true, though.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Something is art when it is viewed as art.
When it's viewed as art, feels closer to something, but
again,
I feel like there's missing, yeah.
I think the problem we run into with something like that is just like, so it's just everything, really, then.
Mm-hmm.
An elephant was trained to paint a picture. It doesn't comprehend it as art, but we as humans would say it's art.
I don't know. An elephant might be able to comprehend.
Maybe an elephant can comprehend it as art. I don't know how
I mean,
smart that
it doesn't have to think of it as the word art. Like, it doesn't have to... as long as
I feel like if it often appreciates the aesthetic for reasons beyond its survival.
If it is expressing it, so even if it doesn't know necessarily the depth of what that means, if it is expressing itself in how it feels through some medium, then that would be art.
Yeah.
People can make art while not thinking they're making art. They could just be idly kind of on just passive autopilot mode, as some brains do. Like when you're driving to work, you just don't even, you're just there. You're at work because you've driven to work so often. You know, it's just
What about
you just sort of...
What about doing it when you're sleeping?
If you're sleepwalking, yeah.
Would that, like, if an artist slept, walked, and then painted something, it didn't have to be, you know, it could just be like, there's squiggles and stuff, but would that be art?
I don't see why it wouldn't, because, like, yeah, like, if you slept walk and you painted, like, the roof of the Sistine Chapel, just because you weren't cognizant of you doing it doesn't mean you haven't created something that is a beauty
yourself.
that
I wonder
value.
Does it not count at all? There's got to be some level of being cognizant, right? Like, it's a subconscious decision to move over there and...
I think that would be the argument you'd make, even though you're sleepwalking, you're still... Yeah.
I think that's how you could argue it. You'd be like, there is an intentionality of some form. It might just not be on the, you know...
Well, I mean, if I drop a camera and it snaps a beautiful picture of a landscape, just because that was accidental, it doesn't mean anything. Like, if I pick it up and it looks really great and I decide to, like, print it off, then it's still it's still like art.
That one's more interesting to me.
Well, so I would say that recognizing it as beautiful and making a painting of it or that sort of thing is more artistic than the thing itself
Yeah,
because
right. Like that you've
it's not an
identified something of
expression.
beauty here, and you've decided I want to do something with it.
Because we talked about this for a bit on that subject, but like there's this blurry line. It's really difficult to figure out where something goes from just being a thing to being a piece of art.
Because you could have someone in that scenario, right? They drop the camera, it snaps a picture, and it could be that that is a very beautiful picture. And someone could also very deliberately, right next to them, take a picture that is beautiful, and you could put them side by side and ask people which one is art and which one is incidental, and they wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but it
No.
wouldn't change which one is and isn't art.
Well, yeah, and equally you could have someone take a very deliberate photo of just black, like just blank.
Yeah.
And you put those two
Well,
together.
if they say, "Oh, it represents the da 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 of how I feel because of this is it." Well, that's art. I mean, that is art. Art is not it is not a high bar to be art.
No, it's and I guess that's why defining stuff as art or not art is not that important. I feel like it's always a question of the craft.
Yeah,
it was very much a thought experiment for us. But like there was still one or two people who were just like, "Move on." It's like, all right, calm down. It's just a discuss. Just thinking about how words work.
They're talking about art.
Stop it.
Stop talking about art. Don't do it.
Have a look at male bowerbirds, lads. They decorate their nests to attract mates.
Well, like magpies.
Male
bowerbirds?
Yeah.
Male bowerbird.
Oh, the little bowerbird. How do you spell that?
It's B-O-W-E-R.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that little birdo.
Yeah, he's cute.
Yeah, they have really cool looking nests. Well,
yeah, they get
cool for birds.
They're like the color blue. They really like they like the color blue.
There's also one called a flame bowerbird that's red and yellow. Looks great.
Some of these nests are really badass.
Elaborate for a bird. Yeah.
They
look really cool. They kind of look like the entrance to a dungeon or something.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, are these nests art?
I mean,
I guess they would be, right? Because it's the expression of the bird.
Think that it's the expression of the bird. It has to be, right? And I guess there's a question of our appreciation of it as something that's really pretty, even though we didn't make it. What does that mean? You know?
Well, we do that with like landscapes, don't we?
We do.
People make art very deliberately all the time that expresses themselves deeply, and it just looks like shit. So
you know what, Rags? I don't disagree with that. Yep.
Look at this bird go, making this cool little nest. I guess is it used to attract mates, was it? Or
apparently, yeah.
I'm guessing the femme bowerbird.
This might be an interesting thought. So peacocks will display all of their their feathers to try and attract mates, you know,
Males will,
they'll do these elaborate dances and things. Is that art? Is that art when like a bird does
dances
a dance to impress its mate?
Interpretive dance is art and dance is art.
Well, I agree, but I guess the question is, if a bird is doing it, and the reason why they're doing it is to attract a mate, what does it mean in terms of an expression of, I guess, the bird's desires, or I guess, you know, we wouldn't define it as art, like if a lion left a carcass, right, like of like a zebra or a bison or something. We wouldn't consider that to be art. That was just something that was the byproduct of an animal's attempt to survive. Would we? So, what does that mean for like a bird doing a dance that it uses to attract mates?
So are pickup lines art?
Well, I guess you could say that in a certain sense, right? If you've crafted a really witty line, that's artistic expression of some sort.
I don't even think it has to be witty.
Oh, well, sure. I guess what I'm saying is that that's like the intent, right? But if you were creating something, I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. How much does the intent matter?
Because both are intent. The intent for both of them is
It's
to
principally to obtain
copulate.
some sort of. Yeah, but I guess
Yes.
how far down do we want to boil this? Like if when it comes to a lot of the things that humans do in general.
Like more basal desires.
Well, yeah, like if I go to work and I have work, and I go to work and I have a job that pays me a lot of money, and I don't know, like it's accounting or something, and I'm really good at it, but I'm making money, and the main reason why I'm doing that is like social capital. Does that mean that like my work is art, or like I feel like I'm going somewhere with this. Like somebody could imagine that the work that they do is art in how well they're able to do it, and how efficient it is, and how easy it is for people to understand. Like it's their craft, in the same way that a carpenter making a really nice looking table would definitely, that's like art.
I would
Does
say
that
that
apply to other
someone,
aspects of your life? Like
because if someone's trying to just make money, then they might, as a result, like it might be an emergent attribute might come out of that could be art, right? But I feel like it, like in the sense of the peacock feathers or the like the pickup lines, there's more of a necessity to express oneself in that.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out how much your intent behind what you're doing matters. Like, let's say, I guess, boil it down to you make a painting that's really nice, and the purpose for doing it is you want to impress a woman or something. That's like all that you care about, and the way that you make that work is entirely about convincing her about how awesome you are. Essentially, um, that would be the same in a certain sense as like a peacock doing a little dance to impress its mate. If Are we gonna say that what the peacock's dance is art? I guess that's all I'm trying to figure out. If a peacock
I
does a
don't know.
dance and it's only to impress a mate, and it doesn't really care at all about the aesthetics other than that, does that count as art?
Does it not? Yeah, does it not care about it being an expression of itself? It just does it because that's what it does. It's not.
It
I get
doesn't
maybe
really
it's
think
not.
about it as
Yeah,
art.
it's
We
not
do.
developed enough mentally to
Well, like it doesn't recognize it
kind
as
of
a
grasp
dance.
that concept of expression.
It is behavior that it does to achieve a survival objective. It doesn't interpret it as a dance. We do, because we're humans.
Join us next time for the discussion on what is art.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just art, art, art.
Try and tell us that nobody thinks those machine videos are not art. Those are things of beauty. Machine videos?
Machine videos.
I'm not sure what that's
I don't know what you
referencing.
mean.
Oh,
Yeah, I
someone's
don't know
saying
what
that
they mean.
Cinema Winds walked back the Lord of the Rings take a bit.
Ah.
I fucking hope so. The fact he made it in the first place, you wonder, like, you should not be why are you talking about movies?
Dude, it's rare to come across a movie where you check all the deleted scenes and you're like, wow, that was a really great scene. Wow, that was great too. Wow, that was great. And it's just like, that's kind of what you get with Lord of the Rings Extended. You're just like, holy shit, these are really good. They add a lot.
They're all good.
I don't know. I can't remember if they're all good. I'm pretty sure they are though, because there's just not.
I think they are.
I don't
Some of
remember
them
thinking.
are phenomenal.
Oh yeah. What if someone writes an entire book in a made-up language that has absolutely no translation? I guess they're asking.
It's not a language then. Wait, no known translation? Like if we don't know what the symbols mean?
Well, this is kind of a weird made-up
we have no
language with
meme.
no translation.
I mean, all languages
are made up. But well, it's still an expression.
I'm trying to. I feel like
Language.
it's just treat the question for what it means.
It doesn't
like,
need.
Say all language is made up. Fucking irrelevant. He's obviously talking about a made-up one of that person
No
one else knows about.
That's why we kept. Yeah, that's where we kept talking.
No, you made fun of it twice. It's just like, why don't you just respond to the actual fucking thing? No, twice, because you went after the, you made a joke twice. You did a different one first, where you said, if it's the no translation thing.
In terms of Like, that was a clarification of there's no translation, like, we don't have the ability to translate it. Because originally I thought it meant, like, it didn't have meaning behind it.
No, it's really straightforward,
And
isn't
then
it?
it was like
Someone makes up their own language, and then nobody else has translated it. Neither have they.
yeah, I understand it now that I've clarified it to myself.
Well, it's just literal. What he said.
Yeah?
So I don't know why you'd be confused. Like, what is there to be confused about? I don't understand.
I guess I would have to go back and examine all of my thoughts in that moment, and
Okay.
I have no idea why it might have been a little confusing at that one time, which is why I stopped to clarify to myself what it meant. I don't know
I'm glad
if
you
I
got
can
there in
go
the end. But yeah, as to the question, I don't know if this regards, does it count as
I mean, it
art or
took
whatever?
just a moment, but, okay, yeah, it would count as art.
Well, if that, I don't know if that's the question, because they've just said, what if?
What if they did?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be art. You don't need someone to translate it in order for it to be art. You don't need an observer for it to be art.
Well, again, I don't know if... I have no idea what the question is, because if it... I mean, especially if it's a language from that person that nobody else knows how it works. It's like, that's got to be considered art, right? I don't see why not. But if it's regarding something else, then I'm just going to have to... I just don't know what the context was at that point in the conversation. If lightning were to strike the floor and create a beautiful pattern, is that then art, even though there is no human intention to create art?
Well, I feel like we just apply that to landscapes in general.
We tend to say no on that
create
one.
them, they just happen. Well, no, it would be like if you take a picture of it or something.
Yeah, because
I feel like that has to be it, because then there's an intention. Ah, damn! But I don't know what intentionality. Like you've changed it from just a thing that existed. But then how far do we want to go? Does that apply to like all humans? You know, like,
yeah, it gets
just exist and operate within the universe. So everything that we create is a natural byproduct of just the universe's natural progression.
Maybe you just have to concede that art has really blurry edges, and that's the best we can do.
Yeah, I think so.
Assuming Peacemaker is getting its own episode due to sheer greatness, every frame of Peacemaker? Oh. No. We were very impressed with the episode and a half, and I've just... the people in, like, the circles surrounding our circles, I just haven't heard much recommendation, you know?
It feels like, because the show did reasonably well, right? But I feel like I didn't hear a whole lot about it as it was progressing.
All I fucking know really is just that Justice League thing happened at the end and it pissed off the Snyder people.
A lot of people, yeah.
What Justice League thing?
Oh, there's a cameo at the end of Peacemaker where the Justice League show up, but there's no Batman or Cyborg.
Or Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Superman are in the shadows, and it's only Aquaman and Flash who have a conversation.
Oh, yeah. Like Jason
Ezra Miller
and Ezra Miller.
Because those two are still, I guess, Gal Gadot's probably really expensive or difficult to get, and those two are still actively involved. But otherwise, everybody else.
Why would they be? Their contracts are like done. It's finished, right?
Well, I guess the thing with Ben Affleck Batman is we still don't... The Flash, he's definitely in that, but that's like the last time that he's going to be playing Batman from what I understand.
Was he contractually obligated for that, or did he just do it as a favor?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I think isn't the rumor at this point that it's just going to be like a hard reset for the DCEU? That we're going to retcon in Michael Keaton Batman and retcon out Batfleck Batman. Like, basically a means of them keeping the things that made them money and getting rid of the things that didn't. And
isn't Michael Keaton like
people who don't want to do it anymore?
Isn't he like approaching 70 or something?
He is getting old. But he's in that Batgirl HBO movie. So it may well be that they're going to pass the torch to her in the DC.
That's not going to work.
I mean, it could if she was a really great character, you know?
I don't even
Who
know that it
knows?
would work if she were a really great character. That's a tough
do you
one.
mean like from a marketing perspective of like, hey, you're not going to get Batman, but you're going to get Batgirl? It's like, like,
It's
I don't know how
yeah,
good of a pitch that is.
The way you'd think, even this might not work, but like passing it down to a younger Batman, even that's risky because it's like you really got to get someone who can carry the weight. Because I think everyone's going to love seeing Michael Keaton be Batman again. Yeah, but obviously that's not sustainable. So
no, not for a long-running franchise.
You wouldn't think so, no.
Or maybe they'll keep him around as a mentor character. Maybe he'll take on a bit of a maybe a Nick
like an
Fury
Alfred
role.
Oh yeah,
the team together.
Yeah, if they're doing Justice League shit, yeah.
Well, it seems confusing because I've got like Black Adam's got Justice Society people in it, and they got no they got no Superman either, but they're going to be introducing Supergirl, probably on a long contract as well, I would imagine. And what else are they doing? They're doing a Blue Beetle movie, and I guess it's just like it feels like you've got kind of this weird hodgepodge of characters and like a Green Lantern project that's been talked about for years and nothing's materialized yet.
God, it's a complete mess, and you just don't even know what they're going to pull.
It's absolutely a mess, and it feels like they're going to have a Justice League that's odd. Like, at least with the Avengers, you had an Avengers team that was comprised of a lot of the sort of original Avengers team. You know, you don't need the X-Men or Fantastic Four or even Spider-Man to like make an Avengers film. You still have at least enough of the core characters, whereas with this one, you've only got what, like 3 at this point that you have for that team.
What's the story again of where Batman is like, because he's old? It's the animated. It's one of the animated ones, right? Where he pulls a gun because he almost loses a fight.
Isn't that the Dark Knight Returns, or my?
No, is it Batman Beyond? What's the Batman where he's old?
Oh, you mean where it's Terry McGinnis in the future? That's Batman Beyond, yeah.
I wonder if they'll consider doing that because Michael Keaton's probably the right age to do that, right?
I guess but I guess they want him as part of this main universe, so they're probably not going to do that, I guess.
Oh, I didn't mean like right now. I meant maybe later. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, we can't even make predictions based on their limitations for timelines and who's alive and who's dead and stuff anymore, because they could just do whatever.
They can do whatever they want, as we are about to see with this movie, that they're going to pull whatever they can. Feels so desperate, doesn't it? Hey, well, people like those Tim Burton Batman films, right? We can, like people like Michael Keaton Batman. Let's get him in there.
And yeah,
and it feels really interesting now that the Batman is in its own separate continuity. It's not part of this universe. It's its own thing. And it's like the most hyped project that they have coming out.
Oh my god, bring back Alicia Silverstone as Bat. Was she Batgirl or Batwoman?
She was Batgirl. Batgirl, yeah.
Could you imagine they brought in Batwoman? One of these movies? It'd be fucking insane.
I doubt it.
So Batgirl and Batwoman are both in the comics, yeah?
Yeah. But Batgirl's been around for a lot longer than Batwoman.
Batgirl's
Barbara Gordon. She was around for a long time, and then in The Killing Joke, when she got shot, she was stuck in a wheelchair, so she became Oracle for a while.
Yeah, I know about that.
Chair. And then in the New 52 relaunch, they made her Batgirl again. I think Batwoman was made in like the 2000s, I think. So she's much newer.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred. I remember that. That was weird. The whole thing was weird.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin just desperately wanted to launch Batgirl, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that was their plan. But then they decided, nah, you know what? Let's bide our time and do Catwoman 2004.
Oh my god, yeah.
Success. That film was expensive. That film cost like $100 million.
It's really weird to think that they were like, oh, Batman and Robin, way too goofy, insane. Catwoman, though, yeah, this'll work.
Yeah. And then a year later, they did Batman Begins, so...
Yeah, when Nolan, it's kind of funny that was very grounded for then, very grounded for now is probably the Batman, right?
Very grounded for now would be...
Yeah. If you compare them, we've gotten darker, more gritty. The word gritty must have been said in every review for the Batman.
Well, I think they mostly talk about how it's dark and gritty and stuff. That's the triumph of this film, isn't it?
There's several reviews saying, like, in a time where things aren't that great, it's not cool to have a movie that's very dour. It's just like, shut up. That's like, why would you review something like that?
Film. It's not allowed to be what it is because of the time it came out.
Yeah, it's like, okay, review it in 10 years then. Let me know what you thought of it then, so that you're not so biased based on what you're feeling right now. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, like, you said that they're all out in the end of this year, right? The DC ones?
They got 5 movies coming out this year. 3 of them within the span of like a month at the end of the year.
Planning to see them all in cinema, or are you gonna?
Because of course I saw Batman.
I think that would make sense,
Adam.
But like,
yeah, well, of course I love Batman. But like,
I don't see you
Adam,
seeing Aquaman 2, for example. Like, I can't imagine you going to see that. Are you, or are you?
Maybe might be interesting to see what James Wan would do a second time around, probably with more creative. Like, the thing is that there are aspects of like James Wan's films that I do like. They're usually visually interesting. And hey, maybe it'll be really stupid in a funny way again. I don't know. I don't know though. And The Flash.
See, for me,
I probably am gonna watch that because of Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah, that's why I'd be interested in seeing that. But as for Aquaman, like, I almost want to save it for like an EFAP movies recording, you know?
Right, might be a good idea. And I guess Black Adam, it's like Dr. Fate's cool, and Pierce Brosnan and Dr. Fate, it's like that could be. I guess something else that works in that film's favor is I don't know that we've seen Dwayne Johnson play like a villain role before. Well, kind of like an anti-hero role, I guess. It feels like it would be the most different role that he's ever done. And
he was an anti-hero in Doom. He wanted to.
Oh yeah,
right. True.
Yeah, I wanted to complete.
We haven't seen that in a long time, though. You know,
we haven't seen Doom in a long time.
Last anti-hero role.
Dude, Doom was great.
Both Dooms were amazing.
Where he says,
I wonder if Black Adam can live up to that, you know? Oh, Scorpion King too. I keep forgetting, these are like 20 years ago. In the last 10 years, he's mostly just played the good guy.
He's mostly just played Jungle Explorer. He's played that like 10,000 times.
That meme that showed the 4 pictures that are from 4 different movies. They look exactly
He explores jungles. Like, that's his typecast. Like, what the fuck?
Do you think he ever gets confused standing in front of that green screen in the same outfit? He's like, what, do you think he has like...
What movie is this again?
Yeah, like, what script did I... What?
Wasn't he Journey to the Center of the Earth 2? Was there a jungle in that?
To the Mysterious Island. That was in the jungle.
Oh, there you go. There's probably a jungle.
The center of the earth.
It was in the jungle. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Journey to the Center of the Earth. I think in the original story, there's like a big subterranean jungle.
Yeah, but the first one was Brendan Fraser. The second one was Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. God, what a weird. Yeah, so it's funny. It's like Dwayne Johnson is like a serious, grounded, like maybe even villainous character. I'm just like, I don't see it. I'd have to see him do it so that I can picture it. You know what I mean?
Someone else mentioned in Get Smart, the remake of Get Smart with Steve Carell. He was the bad guy. Yeah, I guess more so. I saw it when it came out. It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember anything about it though, but I know I've seen it.
I don't remember much about it either. I remember one joke, I think, vaguely. It was like the joke in the trailer. I can't... Yeah. I remember Get Smart, the TV show, a lot better.
Was it Anne Hathaway with Steve Carell?
Yes.
Yeah. The movie I, Robot has a good example of this. If a robot paints a picture, is it art? Did it create it wholly, or was it programmed to just duplicate? Well, that you don't even need a robot for that. You could just say a printer, right? Did the printer create, or if it copies? If we cut short, because if we're not going to worry about robots' consciousness, if we're cutting that out, we're just talking about it running on a script it was given. Then yeah, it's no different than necessarily like, did the printer create the art? Like, well, I mean, it just converted it from the digital form to a physical one, I guess. But again, that's going to come into loads of definitions. It gets super complicated. Humans are programmed. No, don't say that. That complicates everything again.
That gets you in trouble.
You guys need to look up homeostatic property clusters. things are often agreed to share properties that you don't always share the same properties.
What's that called? Homeostatic
Property clusters.
property cluster. When mechanisms exist that cause the properties to cluster by ensuring that deviations from the cluster have a low chance of persisting. I so here's is goodness a homeostatic property cluster? So what's the abstract of this? In How to Be a Moral Realist, Richard Boyd proposes that moral properties such as moral goodness have the same metaphysical structure as properties that define natural kinds. In particular, he proposes that moral goodness is constituted by a homeostatic property cluster. This hypothesis plays a key role in Boyd's defense of naturalistic moral realism. He contends that there would be yeah, I had to look deeper into it and soak it all up.
Problem is, I don't even know what it relates to in terms of what we were talking about at whatever point. I just don't know. Someone in chat just said a bit late, but Cinema Wins' argument was that the theatrical was more cinematic and had better pacing. I don't like pacing arguments.
Vague, nebulous pacing, yeah.
Very nebulous.
Felt better paced. It's like, that's all I'm gonna get out of you, isn't it? Like, that's as far as it goes. As for more cinematic, like, if you were in this call right now, I'd be like, do I even dare ask you what you mean by that? More cinematic. The elephant in the video was just trained to make brush strokes by a human. To the elephant, it's just following orders, it isn't doing it creatively. Well, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I don't know how we can know that, though.
Like, so if Fringy told me, paint a face, and then I do it, does that...
Yeah, like, how is that still
I suppose it's a bit more specific, because it would be my idea of what a face is. It would be, you show me the strokes, I don't even register that as a face, you simply say, repeat those strokes. But still, I wonder, yeah, maybe that is just like the printer, technically, because it's not actually... The process is just me copy and paste, not me, creating, per se. But then again, you know, I don't even want to say that because I am creative. Too scary and complicated. Nuke it all.
Too confusing.
Not all definitions need have sharp binary boundaries. Many things can more or less within a category by degree, i.e. a dog is very much more of an agent than an ant. Same could go for the ant. Well, we all know that. We just like to dig in, innit?
Yeah, we talked about this in our...
I think we talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue that that's like where everyone starts. It's like, yeah, we all know that there's categories that have blurry parts of where we move from one thing to another, but sometimes it's fun to dig in and see if we can figure out where the line is. It's really fucking hard with art. Fringy, you're Australian, so tell me, what do you think about Bowerbird's Nest art, also Hyrax?
Well, I think you heard it. It's cool as shit.
Yeah. Are they Australian?
I didn't know that they were Australian though. Or maybe it doesn't even matter. It's just, as an Australian, as a total aside, what do you think about Bowerbird's Nest?
Does it like eat people or have laser eyes or something? It might be Australian.
Kookaburras don't like eat people; they just chill out.
Well, not one.
I like the outrage almost. It's just like, that one doesn't eat people. Most of them do, but not that one.
Groups of them eat people. They'll just they're basically air piranhas.
Air piranhas, could you imagine? Piranhas fashion a bunch of wings and fly out.
Isn't that like the fucking meme from the other guys? They fashion...
no, it was that Tuna.
Yeah.
I remember. I like that movie. It was,
I like it too.
Like
yeah.
Mark Wahlberg says, if I was a tuna, I would. Oh no! If I was a lion and you were a tuna, I would go out of my way to like attack you, even if you weren't in my food chain.
Yeah.
And then he said something like Will Ferrell said, "Oh, you know, like you want to take on a fight with like a 300-pound tuna in his territory? You lose every time. And you know what? We'll get a taste for lion blood. Lion tastes good. We will fashion mechanical legs to like come on it, and then he says like, well, how are you going to breathe? It's like, we will construct a set of breathing apparatus with Kelt. And then I think Mark Wahlberg just pours coffee on him.
Yeah.
I like that movie. There was a joke as well, and when it was Dwayne Johnson and Samuel L. Jackson. They're like, aim for the bushes, and they just jump off.
They just kill themselves.
There's no bushes anywhere. Like, they just jump.
Dude, you know why that joke is so good? Because it's perfectly representative of anybody who says like, yeah, of course they survive. It's protagonist.
Yeah,
it's like that's what that joke is. It's like, of course we'll survive. We're the main characters.
They're the main characters, except they're not. This is the other guys. We're following the non-main character cops on their investigation. Yeah, oh man, I want to rewatch that movie.
I'll rewatch that. Yeah, it's funny.
I saw that, and I don't remember anything about it. I'd have to see it again.
Michael Keaton
that was Desk Pop, right?
Yeah, that's Desk Pop.
Michael Keaton was the
okay. I think I remember some bits. Yeah.
Like the
chief?
lieutenant or the sergeant or the chief, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. He also has a job at like Kroger or something like that.
Yeah. That's right.
Do you remember like the final scene? I think Will Ferrell is like shot in the arm or something, and Michael Keaton runs up to him and he's like, "Oh God!" He's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna be alright." He goes, "He's dead." Lots of funny bits in that movie.
Yeah.
Longman, would you say your critique videos are, in a way, art? And if yes, is it art of the longest degree? Well, it's not exactly the longest, but it's pretty long, I think. And yeah, definitely art, right? I don't see how they wouldn't be.
I absolutely would consider it to be art. Critiques.
Very much expressing myself. Why does it make me... why does it make laugh? There's no me in there, just why does it make laugh? When I see people use @ in a super chat, I don't think they know how it works. Oh, do you mean like, because they're like, oh, you'll miss it if I don't @ him. Maybe they put @ in it to let me know who they're directing the question at. That's, that can work.
You don't in the chat?
No, so they're saying like people put @Mauler in a super chat, and it's like that's unnecessary. But in some ways, it might be more necessary in the sense that they've got a question, they want it directed at one of us three rather than all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that sly fucker that just look at you go. So if a tree falls in the middle of the woods and a deaf person is around, does the tree make a sound? Yes. Yeah. I don't know if this is a joke or something.
I would imagine it is.
If
you don't have eyes and things exist, do they exist?
Well, someone brought this up in the chat, but it's just like, if they say like if something fell and nobody hears it, does it make sense? It's like, well, the sound waves will have an effect. Like they will do things.
They just won't register.
They're things.
Well, but like in a sense,
exist.
they are registered by the blades of grass. They will be. Like it's just not in the same way that we would register it. But I don't know why that would determine shit all. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, man. Hi, Rags.
Hello.
I mean no harm. Blue milk, rhino milk, and now bug juice. Is that narrative tripling?
Bug juice?
Narrative tripling. Yeah, I'm not aware of the bug juice one. Maybe it's new.
Bug juice was like a sugar drink, like a kid's sugar drink called bug juice. It's like a Kool-Aid kind of thing. It's called bug juice. I don't know if you had it over there.
Not familiar, but we might have. I don't know. Hello, Moeller & Co. I did it. After a year, I finally caught up with EFAP. Here's to more. Well, hope you had fun. And yes, more is on the way. Including this very stream. I'd love to see what you guys think of Run, Hide, Fight, the Daily Wire movie. Yes, I really think it's carried by its writing and talent extremely well. If you can't find it sailing the high seas, the Daily Wire is having a 40% off deal right now. I mean, I'd be interested just to see it, I still haven't seen Drinker's review of it. I meant to watch that, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they did, If you want my 2 cents, art is anything that required creative intent to exist. Stories are sequences of events that deal with conflict resolution. conflict resolution. That's an additional part that's not necessarily in there typically, but I could see why you would involve it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with that with something like Empire Strikes Back, though? Because would you argue certain conflicts have been resolved, but certain ones haven't?
And if so, what does that mean?
Yeah, where are we at with that? And then, obviously, couldn't we have stories that don't resolve? Because they're like, part 2 coming out next time.
Point. Well, that's the point. There is no resolution.
Oh, yeah. What is the theme of a one-legged man trying to take a shit in the wilderness?
A one-legged man trying to take a shit in the
I guess he would need really good balance, like always.
Let me see.
I mean, I'd have to see it, right?
What's
balanced.
What's the... Oh, is this not a... Oh, is there not an answer coming? Like it's a joke?
No, I think it's just a question.
Oh, I thought this was like a setup for a joke, and I was thinking of all the idioms and stuff that we have, and what pun could be. Yeah, because it sounds like the setup for a joke. All right, well,
it does sound a bit like the setup for a joke, doesn't it?
I don't. What's the theme? I don't know. You could have all kinds of different themes. It depends on what happens and how the characters feel about that sort of plot.
We'll call it human nature.
I don't know what the theme is. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what the theme is yet. I need more info. I need to see what happens.
Yeah, we'd have to see this story, you know.
Trying to tell me.
Or read it. Watch more SpongeBob, season 1 through 3, and Phineas and Ferb.
I remember Phineas and Ferb. That was kind of a cool show.
It was good.
I don't think I ever watched
really
it.
enjoying that show.
What was it about?
I think
the idea was there's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. So you know you gotta. I can't remember the rest of the lyrics for the intro. The idea is on summer vacation, Phineas and Ferb decide to do something really cool and exciting every day of their summer vacation.
Yeah.
And
Phineas
meanwhile,
and Ferb are like these mini geniuses, and so they get up to shenanigans while their parents are away, and their sister tries to catch them, but she never can.
Yeah,
and there's Harry, who's a platypus.
Harry the platypus is their pet, and he's a secret agent who gets into conflict with
Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah, that's his name. That's right. Yeah, it's cool.
CEO of Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Oh.
It's really clever. It's a really clever show.
It is actually, from what I remember.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable. I like it quite a bit.
Oh, neat.
It's better than BoJack.
What was it? And SpongeBob the first couple of seasons. I remember I only ever watched that show sporadically. I watched a lot more Cartoon Network than Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
I got a pretty decent mix growing up.
I don't know my SpongeBob as well as my Simpsons at all, but I think that's typically understood, is it? The first 3 of the good SpongeBob seasons?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's still going, isn't it?
Oh god, is it? Ooh.
I think it is. It's like been going for 20 years.
I haven't even looked in. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. This says not God glasses, John. Privilege goggles. I'm starting to wonder where these super chats have come from now. It's like, was this a catch-up? That's what I listed these as, but now I'm like, well, what's happening? Hello, Massives. I just wanted to pop in to say hello. I first discovered EFAP around 98, and I'm almost caught up to you all. Just finished 159. Almost forgot my peace offering. Hi, Rags.
Oh, hello.
Thank goodness. That was a bit of a
that's
aggressive super chat right before that point, you know. But yeah, I hope you've been having fun. The idea of watching all of them Fapperinos in a row, I just, it would be quite an adventure, I'm sure.
I'm sure, yeah.
Jay and his Coom jokes are not funny. Damn. I think they can be hit and miss, you know. Bit of Coom there, bit of Flume there. Any takes on historians telling a history/story?
Well, go for presenting history with a narrative, like trying to present it more conventionally as a story. Yeah, I mean it's all storytelling in a certain sense.
Yeah, just try not to lie. We should be
yeah, if possible. History is interesting enough as is.
Yeah. Rags, do you go on the paper or outside? Asking for a friend. Also, hi, Rags.
Go on the paper. The dichotomous proposition is there's no other places.
Yeah, they just believe you can't go on a toilet, I guess.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
So this says Hot Fuzz is great. Whiplash for me, nothing like it. I guess they're just. I don't know if this is in reference to like best or favorites.
Hot Fuzz are really great.
Yeah, they're both top-notch movies.
Are you reading them from the storytelling catch-up? The storytelling one?
Well, so if you remember, we had one a little bit further back from this selection that said I was rewatching the storytelling EFAP again, and so like I don't think these are from that one.
Okay, all right.
But it could. I mean, we've talked about favorite movies many times, so
we have. True.
Yeah. What do you call a man with no arms, no legs, lying in front of a door?
Matt.
Yep. What do you call one with no arms, no legs, caught shoplifting?
Oh, let's see. Caught shoplifting?
Mm-hmm.
Rob.
Yep. And finally, no arms, no legs, trying to lift a car.
Oh, Jack.
There you go, 3 for 3.
Pun fun.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
We did it.
Do you guys believe that it is impossible for mangas as a medium to tell good stories? No.
What?
Yes.
What? No.
Obviously, yes. We all do. Move on.
Or is it that an assumption based on how bad most popular anime is?
No, we've had anime that's told good stories. Sure, I've brought them up.
I like One Punch Man a lot.
We just rely on the fact that everyone forgets that we've often like literally One Punch Man is like one of the greatest TV shows I've seen.
Cowboy Bebop, and I like it.
I have physical DVDs of Cowboy Bebop and Ghost in the Shell on my shelf. Ghost on my shelf.
Mm-hmm. Ghost in the Shelf.
Yeah. Mola said the word sex and the stream stuttered. You're embarrassing the MI5 people watching you.
Who's the most Puritan between you and Fringy?
Puritan? What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, you know.
I don't know. What do you mean?
So, like, I'm the most raunchy of us three. Which of you two is the furthest in the opposite direction?
I have no idea.
I feel like me and Fringy are about the same in terms of how much we talk about shit like that. Because typically speaking, we're pretty driven by wanting to watch movies and stuff, but you won't catch us never admitting where we think people are hot and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
About the same, yeah. What do you think, Rags? You're a good individual observer over there.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Rags is a deviant for sure. Oh no, he'll have to be hunted down by the Eternals. Da-da-da-da, and they'll hit you with their lasers, and you'll go...
Well, one of them will hit you with the lasers. They don't all have that ability for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at chat. You got I think there's more votes for me being more Puritan, apparently, but I could see how that would happen. That does make some sense because I'm like seen as Captain Objective, but hey, you know, I've still said when people are hot, and that counts for something. Did you guys bring up 12 Angry Men and Joker at any point? Also, I start work again tomorrow. Oh well. Hope it's engaging. And as for, did we bring those up? Probably in relation to some question we had. I don't know.
Maybe.
But the fact that choosing those two, it makes me think, so this wasn't a question of era, was it? Like, what's your favorite movie from the last 10 years? Like, those two are pretty far away from each other. But
yeah, about 60 years removed.
So, yeah, maybe it was just favorite movies or something. My favorite movie is Shadow the Hedgehog video game trailer 2005. Yeah, fair enough.
Can you see all of me?
That might just cameo in a new video coming out soon. I don't know. Would love to hear a Red Dead EFAP one day, and only if you'd be keen. I love the games, they're my favorite, but there are a lot of flaws. Honestly, like an objective 6, Arthur is a 9 to 10, though. What do you think, Frankie?
That'd be big, though. That'd be so much to talk about. Those are big games.
What is the average like completion time? Is it up in like 50 hours? Or no?
Red Dead Redemption 2 took me, I think, like I think it might have taken me like 100 hours to beat.
Damn.
But, you know, in part doing side quests and stuff like that. It took me a couple of weeks playing to get through it. It's huge. That game is enormous. 1 is faster. That's more like 20-30 hours.
Yeah, fair enough. Have you guys heard about the North Star client for Titanfall 2? Also high rags.
Hi. I think I've heard of it, right? It keeps like servers running and stuff. It runs servers for the game.
Maybe because like they've basically cancelled support. That like Respawn has no interest in supporting that game,
which is a shame.
Yeah, it is a real
because
shame.
it really is, because it is a phenomenal game, and whatever. Apex is making too much money because people are mindless idiot fools who throw money at that game.
Don't you play a lot of Apex though?
I do, and I don't spend a goddamn dime.
No, right, I figured. You mentioned before that the monetization in that game is particularly...
The Battle Pass is pretty good, honestly, but that's like it. Everything else is just horrendous in terms of loot boxes and just general pricing and how scummy they are with things. Like, you used to be able to buy... there would be special editions for each character where you could spend $13 or so and you would get a special skin for them and like a weapon or something like that. And then they say, okay, those are going away. You're not doing those anymore. And then they reintroduce those as just general items you could buy at an increased price for less items. So it's just like, it's nuts. Right. But people spend money on it.
Especially annoying when it's a game you like as well, right?
Yeah, I really like it. I play the shit out of it. I really enjoy it as a game, but I don't give them any money. I used the last Battle Pass to buy the current one, and that's it. I don't give them money.
This one just says, it's a very nice grill. All right. One of my favorite God of War memes is young Kratos yelling at old Kratos, whom is staring at him, at the caption, "Only Kratos can make Kratos look like a little bitch." Although Kratos uses...
a lot, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. A lot of
Zeus!
I am the God of War. But they spelt Kratos with a C throughout this whole super chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
With a K?
Yeah. Terrible. This city rejected you. I beat you. I beat you. That's Daredevil, right?
This city rejected you. It's beat you. I beat you. But yes, that is Daredevil.
There you go. This is off the wall, but I finally caught you guys live and wanted to ask what y'all think about Clint Eastwood's Gran Torino. I think I saw it once and I don't remember what happens in it, unfortunately.
I think I've seen it.
What about you, Rakes?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Have you seen Gran Torino?
No, I have not.
There you go. So that's the best we could do.
That's the Clint Eastwood movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Also high rags.
Oh. Hello.
Also, how much rhino milk can the Empress produce a month? I think we're talking silos, right? Like Olympic swimming pools?
I don't know. I do not know.
It's a large amount, that's all I know. Storytelling is a form of communication, and like, say, language, you need consistency in its constituent parts to effectively do so. E.g., when I say, "Hi, Rags," we understand I am greeting Rags because we established the terms. Well, no disagreements there. Alright.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I guess.
Can't catch this live, but here's some money-tisms. Love to see this type of kind of different show. Also, High Rags and others. Scratches for the Longoid. Oh my god.
Oh.
Thank you, and yeah, I guess we must have drifted into them now, because that sounds like it must be about the... Well, then again, it could be about Arcane. Fuck.
Could be. Yeah.
We have to decipher these messages.
We're so far from them originally, yeah.
The OT Star Wars movies have better storytelling than the Lego game. However, the Lego game has never before seen moments like Luke doing acrobatics on the plank. Also, high rags.
Hello.
New one's coming out real soon, ain't it?
Yeah, which I'll be interested in checking out. It looks like a crazy Lego game. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit excited for that one.
Hey EFAP, please watch Disney's Encanto. It's new on Disney Plus, and I highly recommend it. It's honestly one of the best Disney animation movies in years.
I've heard good things about it. The soundtrack is cool. There are a couple of cool songs that I've heard from that film.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, maybe. It's yeah, just I think it's the most recent just Disney animation one, musical. I think the guy who made Hamilton wrote the score, the music for this one.
Oh, James Moore did not like Encanto. Oh dear. Encanto is pretty sweet. It's great. That's it. Too many different opinions in chat. Can't rely on you. You guys have to be all the same, otherwise I get confused. Half these people didn't even know who Cad Bane was a week before recording their reaction. I think we responded to one like that before. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Maybe they... Because they might have done reactions to every episode of the Clone Wars, right? Because they might be those kinds of YouTubers where they just do reactions only. I know of a couple of them. It's a strange industry, and I don't know how that would feel to be a YouTuber that your entire thing, your career is just
reacting. Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose it could be fun. It's just the... Would you want to... If you were like forced to do that, you'd probably want to do it with a group, right? You wouldn't want to do it on your own every time?
I think I would want a group so I can bounce my ideas off other people and hear what they have to say.
Because I just realized, like, yeah, well, we do it as a group, technically. It's like, yeah. Just announced, Patrick Stewart is entering the MCU. However, not as Professor X, but rather Jean-Luc Picard.
No. In another universe, the Star Trek exists, and yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Jean-Luc.
That might even be better in terms of, like, he's been ruined by the Picard show, but Professor X hasn't been destroyed yet,
yeah,
so...
It's not a big deal.
Yeah. But, like, what are they gonna do to Professor X? He's probably gonna be a fucking villain.
Well, I mean... we seem to know his ultimate fate already.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't tell us anything about whether or not he's a bad man, but he might be.
Yeah. But not for long.
Wow, Fringy is the J of games.
I remember that one. I think it was because I said I hadn't finished Hollow Knight. I would not consider myself to be the J of video games. I feel like I played a lot of video games. Still plenty I need to play, though, for sure.
I feel like I'm much closer to the J of games out of us lot.
Maybe, yeah.
The fact is, I luck out with a lot of the ones we talk about I have played, but there is a shit ton of games I have not played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same for all of us, probably.
I have noticed that I play less games now than I used to. But I mean, I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart lately.
Yeah, I've been playing this this old Ring game. It's pretty cool.
I'll play that eventually.
Where are we? Bringy, did the Pokemon Company steal the research on goo-based life from you? They have created Goomy, and its evolutions are Squeegoo and Goodra.
Those are funny names.
Yeah. Squeegoo.
But no, we haven't had any breaches here. So they must have done their own. Other people can research goo, you know.
I don't know.
I just always thought it was really special. Like, goo...
I mean, it is special, but there are definitely other goo proprietors out there.
Does that bother you in any way, or is that chill?
No, I think competition is good. keeps you on your toes, keeps you trying to innovate on goo, you know?
I mean, they must have cornered the market, because you haven't even got it on the market yet, right?
Sure, but I mean, it's not about who's first, you know?
You reckon you'll blow them out when you
I'm actually unfamiliar with the properties of this goo Pokemon. This is news to me.
Ah. Something to look into. Maybe see if they've got any ideas that you missed out on. Especially if it's like just living and well, I don't want to presume too much about what you've discovered. So
I would say that's a good choice.
Fact that ruined my life. Fire is just air that's so hot it glows, like forging metal.
Is that actually... I've never even thought about what fire is as a thing. Let me see.
Fire is just air that is hot and glows.
Yeah, fire... Well, because we all know that, like, you need oxygen for a fire to continue. I guess I just, yeah, fire is the rapid oxidation of a material in the exothermic chemical process of combustion, releasing heat, light, and various reaction products.
Some of the fire is spicy air.
Fire in its most common form result... Oh, well, no, that's not what I'm looking... So the flame is the visible portion of the fire. I've never thought about it like that, like what actually is fire.
Was that you get taught in school, right? It's there's 3 requirements. Is it fuel, oxygen, and
ignition, right?
Something like that? Yeah, I can't remember. Someone in chat will know. Fire is pissed off wind.
No, I didn't rattle that off memory. I read a lot of Wikipedia articles. Like,
wow.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, is terrible for you. It's full of lies.
Wikipedia is a great source. If you read Wikipedia, you're more informed on certain things than people who very confidently speak about them.
There's actually 4, but yes. Oh, I always remember it being a big triangle.
Oh, I saw a little diagram on Wikipedia. So there is heat, oxygen, fuel, and chain reaction. That's the tetrahedron for fire.
Huh.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Fuel, oxygen, and heat. Yeah, maybe there's like a simpler version or something, I don't know, that doesn't quite cover it all. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's possible shimmer vapors are incandescent at safe temperatures. Maybe, I don't know. Do any of you have characters from Arcane that you want to play as in League?
Mel?
I wouldn't mind trying out Savika. I feel like her arm could be cool.
Yeah, Savika would be cool.
And, you know, because you can adapt fucking any of them in there, I feel like you could get Silco and all of his moves just relate to summoning bodyguards, and his ulti would just be some shimmer monster, you know? And just be like, blah, 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 and beat people up. Playing League? I know. Can you guys do reaction to Netflix Witcher show? I mean, I guess it's not like an impossibility that could work, it's just that we've had no real drive to watch it.
I don't know if the passion's there. Yeah.
And I haven't played any of the Witcher games, so there's that loss on my part. Not that I need to be able to be like, is this show any good? But yeah, I feel like that's a unfortunate lack there. Yeah, probably not gonna happen, but you know.
Probably not. I think there are just other things that we would rather devote all that time and energy to.
Yeah, like Kenobi.
Jurassic Park.
Vote Smormoo for new Bender. Well, the person who sent that message, apparently John DiMaggio is back as Bender, so not bad. I figured out the pattern. Mauler's top 3 shows all have lesbians as their protagonists. In reality, Mauler only became a critic so he could see more girls kissing. He's really a 14-year-old boy. I can't deny it.
Is there a place, like on the internet, where you could just go and see girls kissing without having to be a movie critic?
I don't think so. I would have obviously like chosen a different career path if that were true.
Yeah, I don't know myself, but maybe.
Remember when Duma was 100% sure that Silco and Jinx showered together? Must have had poor memory. I think he was just gunning for the lake scene. Or is that a lake? Or I'm not even sure what it is. Water place.
Probably a filthy pond or something.
Gross. To the chat, and anyone else, stop calling Shadivisti Shadman. Shadman's a real dude, and he's terrible, and it's a disgrace to call our Shad that name. Yeah, I try to avoid that. It's an unfortunate connection there. He was just, that's not the kind of guy. He's a different person, definitely. Shad cool, that guy is a lot of, no. Rags, were you as edgy and silly in school and work as you are in EFAP, or is this something you only do on the internet? Like, would you drop a pun out of nowhere? That's such a radical thing to do, man.
Yeah, I'd be really edgy and use a pun. Yeah, I'm pretty much like this in real life. I don't swear around my parents, you know. I save it for when I really want it to, you know, have a lot of weight to it. But yeah, I'm pretty much like this in real life. I'm super cool and edgy and puntastic.
And they follow up with asking, how did people react to that? So they want to know how people would react to your crazy and edgy puns.
They go pretty well.
Well, there you go.
I think I can read a room well. I know that, okay, I'm with these people, I could say these things. I'm with these people, I could say these things. You sort of know. You play the field, you know?
The new Lord of the Rings must be the big gay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We're getting closer.
We will see. We will see. You're going to get 5 seasons of it, so you'll see plenty. For better or worse. Probably worse.
Bit random, but in a previous EFAP, Rags asked what C.S. Lewis's friends called him, and to answer that question, they called him Jack. It's a name Lewis adopted in honor of his childhood dog, Jaxie. There you go.
All right.
Speaking of smiling friends, did you know...
Back.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember when that conversation happened, but... Yeah. Speaking of smiling friends, did you know that Zach Hadel, the co-creator and animator, as well as Charlie's voice actor, thinks Spaceballs is a terrible and lazily written comedy? I didn't know that.
So he's wrong.
Yeah, you're allowed to have that opinion. We even let Jay have it.
You can yeah, you can have the opinion, he's just wrong.
Yeah, you'll be sentenced to indefinite torture, but that's, you know, it's whatever. The different in-game design and the Arcane design for Caitlyn and Vi is that in the game they're for the male gaze and the show are for the female gaze, but honestly they're all great. Yeah, I don't hate Vi or Caitlyn in the game. I was talking to Fringy about this. They just seem like they're built for different goals. And I'm not talking about, oh, they're built to make guys go, ooh, I'm so hot. I just mean, like, they feel like they're a part of different, like tones and elements. To say they're like, oh god, they're hideous in the game, it's just like, alright, calm down. They're not that bad. It's just like, the Arcane ones come across as a lot more, people-ish, as opposed to larger than life. And, there's also the added bonus that we know them in the show, and so seeing them look like that feels like it's OC from somebody. You're like, ew.
Imposters. Pretenders.
Fringy's Law. When told about or recommended a subject, responds with, I'll get to it eventually, and proceeds to put it off indefinitely.
Yeah, I've noticed that. And I don't know that I'm ever going to change that.
Well, I guess you can't. It's your law, you know?
Yeah.
Best season of Buffy, personal favorite is season 2. That is a common choice for the Buffy fandom, and it blows my mind. Like,
yeah,
I get, like, there's emotional highs in it, sure, but I mean, you're looking at a lot of shitty episodes.
Yeah, bad stuff in there.
It's mostly bad. Like,
I'd say probably the strongest is 5, but my favorite is 6. My
favorite's definitely 6. It's not even a competition, but yeah, 5 is a I really like it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course just the happy mention of season 3. It's a really solid season.
Oh yeah.
Jinx fell into a vat of fringu and it made her crazy. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Hey man, like, I'm just reading the super chat. I'm not making the claim myself. They're saying Jinx fell into a vat of fringu and it made her crazy.
Lies.
Wow. Lies. Which champ do you hate playing against? Personally, I hate Warwick. Anytime my health gets slightly low, I'm paranoid he's going to gank me. Well, that probably means you're not playing ARAM, which is what I play all the time. And the ones I hate in that are Kaisa, especially when she's built AP. She fires a projectile that can, like, come out of the fog of war, which is absolutely terrifying and annoying, and it deals shit tons of damage, and she can just fire it in like a couple seconds later if she hits you. The cooldown, fucking ugh. And then of course Master Yi, Yasuo, there's a couple of others you probably know, but like the hated champions on ARAM will be a little bit different than the hated champions on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, different mode of play.
I would play more Summoner's Rift, if not for the fact that I just prefer ARAM at this point. It's way more fun to me. But I think it's because I don't take the game as seriously. If I was, I'd probably stop playing Summoner's Rift. I think Theo plays both. Because he likes getting into that hardcore gameplay. Fucking killing people. Vi is my favorite. She may not be the best character, like Silco and Jinx, but she does have the best facial expressions. Everyone talk about how awesome she is. I mean, I think she's pretty awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Great facial expressions throughout. I just like the... I disagree with the guy we covered, where he was like, she is a character that could only solve problems by punching them. That was a very bizarre take for someone who's obsessed with the show.
Yeah, that's what her pacifist father told her.
It's very fucking... Oh, God. That was... There's so... that video. Look. Vi is real cool. And I think it's going to be a real tough journey for her in Season 2. And it's hard for her to be considered the best character when she's against so many others that are so good. Arcane's got a good problem, and that is that you can't quite figure out sometimes who's doing the best in characterization, development, and payoff. But yeah, I like Vi a whole bunch. Fringy and Birdo have a love child named Fringleblomp.
Nope.
Alright then. Minuta aside, I think they mean minutia.
Minutia?
That's not quite how it's spelled, as far as I know. With the needs of the population cut in half, Wakanda should have stepped up during the blip and created a new utopia for survivors, or at the very least, advanced the rest of the world.
Probably had their own issues to deal with, but...
They would have had their own issues, but still.
I don't even know where to begin with the blip, man. Where do you even begin?
Where do you begin?
I don't know that there's a recovery that resembles normal life anymore.
No way. Absolutely not. No way. And then you bring all those people back without warning. My God, the resource crunch.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 28 days later situation where you're wandering around different, like London is just this little, maybe London survives, because like it's gonna be active, but like there'll just be many places in the world that are abandoned.
Yep.
Because there's not enough people to fill it up anymore.
The world is made to accommodate all of us who exist right now. Really no more, and also kind of no less. Yeah. World's over is the reality of the blip, but we don't want to deal with that because it's too complicated.
Where were the fucking people saying, like, Russos, man, do you not know what you've done? Where were they? Why didn't they just reverse time? Just reverse time. Could have solved all your fucking problems. I love the idea that, like, well, we can't reverse time and have Tony's daughter and stuff, can we? It's like, yes, you can.
It's like, can. That's not? Yeah.
Literally just, it's magic, man. Like, you just do that.
Yeah. I feel like that's the... And also, you didn't have to write his family. You could have done something else.
Well,
like, you weren't locked into that as a choice.
It felt like that's why they existed.
Yeah, to justify not rewinding time, I guess.
Which I still don't... What is the overall benefit?
I don't know.
I don't know. After Snap, only Metal and Jay are left. What happens to EFAP? Well, I guess it stops. Probably, because Metal's got a full-time job and Jay's got videos and streams to do himself, so... Goodbye, EFAP. A planet that is bigger than the sun is Yo Mum. Wow.
Wow.
That's what I call cruel. All right, Wings quote of the day. I'm just trying to milk the last little bit of my viewership that I can. Really? He said that?
I remember that quote. I remember that quote, yeah.
You sound so incredulous when you shouldn't.
Everything that he does is incredulous. He always talks about how he only plays Call of Duty because he hates Call of Duty, but that's what people watch.
Oh, man.
They don't watch him when he plays Siege, so he has to play Call of Duty, the game that ruined his life.
He's been playing Elden Ring. I want to see a compilation.
Oh, really?
Of like the best parts. That sounds like it'd be funny.
Possibly.
I hate monsters.
Bonus quote. I basically just pick a... I know this one. So someone says, like, isn't it hard for you to have sex? And he says, no. I just have to pick up my stomach and put it on your back.
He's the
Oh, God. It's so just... Oh, okay.
I mean, maybe with his mom.
Hmm?
Hmm?
No, well, I mean, you pay, right? I assume. I don't know. I don't want to assume.
He's not gonna tip her.
I mean, he's getting. Who knows? If the New Republic can patrol out near Tatooine, how come they don't know and/or do anything about the Pikes? Yeah, they're willing to enforce what?
Just
like,
don't think about it.
Yeah,
that was so stupid. That was really funny too, because you were like, how is he allowed to do this near an official airline thing? They're just like, wait a minute, what, hang on, why is there even X-Wings out here?
Yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, why is he allowed to do this? And the people stopping him are Republic cops here at Tatooine? Like, it's like, it's problems on problems.
Yeah. Info dump. Spice only comes from Castle, thus the Castle Run. Hound was a spice smuggler, strong hallucinogenic with psychic effects in some races. I don't know why they couldn't have included this in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have taken very little time. And we have so many things to cut completely from that show.
Yeah, you could say that. We could cut. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would have been incredibly easy to just get rid of something to explain why it's actually bad. The spice, you know.
Mm-hmm. Koth is
Not
Amazing Rat. Everyone here should watch it. Koth?
Koth?
I don't know that one. They don't know that one?
Not familiar.
Oh, King of the Hill.
Oh. Okay. Where did you learn to build? In a cave with a box of scraps on a farm? Man. In a cave on a farm.
That's a funny line too. With a box of scraps makes it funnier, I think.
Yeah.
With a box of scraps.
Would you... So, if when IMAB was being made and you saw that line, would you want them to change it?
No, I'd keep it.
But, like, would you be keeping it because you think it's kind of funny?
I mean, I feel like it's apt, right? His point, like, yeah, Tony Stark did build this in a cave with a box of scraps, you know?
It's true. I just, the fact that, like, I enjoy it, but I'm not even 100% sure why I enjoy it so much. Is it because I think it's,
it's amusing a line.
Is it like a prequel line where I'm like, God, that's so funny, cringy, lel?
I don't really think it's cringy at all. I just
don't think
find
it's
it amusing.
cringy at all.
Well, it was a suggestion. I don't know. Like, why is it so fun?
I think it's just. I think it's the juxtaposition of the scene, though. I think he's really chill with him. Like a second before, he's like, "Hey, buddy, I'm just asking you to make the text smaller," and then he's like, "Oh no, I can't." And it's like Tony, you know, like he just gets so angry so quickly.
Well, and his tie like flips around his arm, I think, because he does that so fast.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it does.
His
and
finger...
he really gets up in the dude's personal space.
Yeah.
And it's the pause as well, just the pause to go like, with a box of scrap, just to further emphasize how easy it should have been for him to just make the text smaller.
It was a great response too. Well, sir, I'm not Tony Stark. Like, yeah.
And then he got fired for that.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
he needs to go work someplace where he can be appreciated.
Like for a
Good for
crazy
him.
man.
It might feel bad in the moment, but ultimately you'll be glad it happened when you look back.
Wait, Fringy, you thought it was just about propane and you didn't want to watch it? What the hell,
I didn't know
Fringy?
what propane was at the time.
Propane is a clean-burning fuel, I tell you what.
Well, I know that now. I know that, and I can appreciate wanting to watch King of the Hill just to learn about all the propane facts.
Yeah. For your information...
You guys...
Go ahead.
You ever cook propane? You ever had, like, a propane grill, stuff like that?
Oh, you mean like a barbecue?
Yeah.
I don't know if... So now I am actually getting confused, because I know propane is a gas, but I like what one it's...
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you use, like, propane tanks for,
Definitely
like, barbecue.
had barbecues. Can't be sure that they were done with propane.
Well, it's just the tank looks very similar. Yeah.
You know what a propane tank looks like, right?
Yeah, I've got a picture pulled up.
I mean, I have an idea in my head. Let me have a look.
Yeah, you probably will recognize it if you see it, because it's in games all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely...
Oh god, that literally just makes me think about Half-Life. Is that even accurate? Is they in Half-Life? Like Half-Life 2?
Probably, yeah.
I can't remember enough about Half-Life, but they're semi-ubiquitous in games. That's the thing that's lying around that you shoot.
It's making me think of the Source Engine, I think, is where my brain's going.
Yeah, because they're in Left 4 Dead, and you can pick up a full propane tank and throw it very far, which you cannot do.
No, they're
Though
heavy
I will
as
say
shit.
they are significantly lighter when they're empty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's... You might not... Yeah, I guess it's not necessarily intuitive, because you think it's gas is gas, but when a propane tank is full, that's how you check if it's full or not, is you kind of... You lift it up, and you could feel if it's... how heavy it is.
Yeah,
like my dad, when he checks the propane tank, he just lifts it up, and he could tell, how full it is based on just the weight.
I'm having flashbacks to like in versus mode when you become the tank and then you're running toward the survivors and they have 2 of those and you're like, well, I may as well just quit. You're gonna throw them, blow it up, and I'm dead already. Like, fucking...
I feel like playing a tank in Left 4 Dead is feast and famine. Like, either you're in a place where you could just absolutely destroy all of them, or you're in the open and you die instantly.
Yeah, that's how it often goes. And then you try and fucking snipe them with throwing rocks and shit. Because you're just, like, getting annihilated. I remember Left 4 Dead. For your information, Nick Rakita likes cooking streams, so you should have him on to watch Tonald cook. Maybe. Maybe. Vader, my powers have tripled since last we met. Do you mean he'll say that to Kenobi? It's gonna be great. Also, wow. There's a lot of that hot girls and boys video chat bot in like every stream. It gets around.
It does get around. It does get around.
You'd think there would be one person at YouTube who is made aware of this and then implements anything to stop it, but oh well. Here is my penance for ad blocker. Hi, Fringy.
Hey.
This last one, it just says, how the fuck is saying I would not rip you edgy or bad?
I would not rip you
edgy. I don't know.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? Because
I'm talking about the Sargon quote, but then they wrote it like that because I gets it through the filter. So the reason why it's like really bad as a quote is because it's like, why would it even be said?
Yeah, it is horrifically bad optics.
I was about to say, like, there's no reason for us to explain that one, is there? Like, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Why the fuck would you even bring it up? Like, that would obviously be what people would think. It's like, what the hell? Why would you say... it's one of those things. And he knew it was super edgy when he said it. He was hoping that the hilarity of it would sort of, I guess, overcome the shock. But the thing is, it's it's just going to be the thing everyone asks him about.
That. Yeah,
well, it's just this really bad quote, like that, especially if you want to have a career in politics. Like, god damn.
Yeah, because that's how a lot of political careers can tank. It's just like a single thing happens.
Really bad quote, yeah.
Like, are there theories that like the please clap thing actually affected Jeb?
It may well have, because it was hilarious.
It's just like because there's this, this perception of him being incredibly weak, thanks to stuff like that.
Wow, it's I mean, we've seen examples, right, where just like one, it was in the debate where Ronald Reagan Walter Mondale, where he did the whole thing of, I'm not going to use for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience. It's like, it's such a good line.
Yeah, because Mondale was like, "Oh, Ronald, he's old. He's and so then Ronald said that.
Yeah, and I think Walter Mondale said after the fact that he knew at that point that there was no chance that he was going to win. Like, at that point, it was clear to him that he wasn't going to win. And it's kind of interesting to think about that, like, you would win a political campaign based on, like, wit in a line. I guess, obviously, there's other factors, too, but the fact that it's so known that one line or one performance in a debate can screw everything up, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Please clap is fucking hilarious, though. Like,
please the worst thing that you could say. You shouldn't. the subtle please. Just is like please clap.
I think Pete Buttigieg had a similar moment as well, where he was doing a little speech that was meant to be inspiring. There's like, there was just a pause. He's like, "Come on," come on, to get them to start clapping.
I think. What you're supposed to do when you're like, damn, that was a cue to clap and they didn't clap, I think you've lost if you command them to clap. You have to then continue the speech.
The whole point is you earn it.
Try again. Try and lift it up to and you know how to do it to make it more obvious, because the audience is specifically there to celebrate you. So of course they're waiting for the cue. They just didn't pick it up from what you just said. So you just have to do it again, but more obvious.
Well, it's inflection. It's the way that you're standing. You can cue to people when they should be clapping, pretty obviously, but I'm pretty sure all Jeb Bush was saying was like, "Oh yeah, America needs to get back into the business of like making a better world." Like, he said it like that. How's anybody meant to know that you meant to clap to that?
It sounds like there's more coming. It sounds like you're not over yet. There's like, please clap. Yeah. You're like, if
that is the end of your speech, if it is the end of your speech, the safest thing you can do is say, "Thank you very much. Like, I appreciate you coming out." And that's usually people will be like, "Oh, it's the end. Okay, then clap."
Yeah.
It's usually what you do with stand-up.
Telling everybody to clap is the fucking worst thing you can do.
It's how you do it in a stand-up special. Like, whenever George Carlin would wrap up his bit after the joke, you just say, "Thank you very much," and then do the bow, and it's like, all right, it's over now. That's the end. Yeah, or like, "I had a great night. Like, thank you for coming out." Just standard shit, Like, instead of "please clap." Oh, please clap.
Yeah.
Please clap.
The way you said it as well, in like a low rumble. Please clap.
Please clap. Oh, it's so sad.
What was he thinking in that moment? If you could bottle up whatever that feeling was and just experience it, just to understand what it must be. I mean, you feel bad for him.
I guess you feel bad for him in the sense that of his family, Like, he was the one who didn't get to be president. His brother was president, but he wasn't.
Yeah, you never want to be the Jeb Bush of the family,
Which is funny to say when he was like the governor of a state, right? Wasn't he like the governor of Florida for some time there? I guess
something like that. And I don't even know
that impressive though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if he's like a good or bad governor or anything like that. It's just one of those.
Well, it's just your dad was president and your brother was president and you weren't. And you weren't even close. There was no world where that was going to happen.
Yeah, you got booted.
I think nobody would blame him if he never tried. If he was like, "Yeah, I just don't want to be president."
He probably should have never tried.
But he went for it. He's like, "You know what?
He's a Bush.
I'm gonna go for it."
Well, the thing is, I don't want to fault you for trying, but like, fuck, man.
He wasn't. I mean, he clearly wasn't suited for it. He clearly wasn't suited for it.
Because remember Trump and the debates and the primaries.
That was a disaster. Absolutely
annihilated Jeb. Trump is just.
But that's the thing, though, is right. If you're like going for president, you would think that you would have enough ability to look at yourself and be like, do I really feel like I have the
temperament? Am I president material?
Like,
you gotta have a backbone.
Can I? Yeah. Can I be the most powerful man on the planet?
I guess.
Is
That's
me
yeah,
Jeb
exactly.
Bush?
And I guess that's then again, a lot of people run for president knowing that they're never going to get it, but it gets them like a nice cabinet position or something. So
Yeah, but you want to make a good showing, and you want to be
You
like, yeah, he
definitely
didn't
do
win the
wanna make a
president,
good
but I
showing,
liked
yeah.
him. He said some things I liked, and he was confident. Yeah, he lost, but I can imagine him as president. I think he would have
Right.
made a good president, even if
maybe
he
he'd make
lost.
a good president next time around. You know, maybe he'll
Yeah.
get another chance next time. Yeah, I guess that would be the impression you'd want to leave, but I don't know.
I love that his name, this whole time, we've always just called him John Ellis Bush without realizing it.
John Ellis.
Is that?
John Ellis.
He's Jeb Bush. This is like, wait a
He's
minute.
Jeb Bush. He probably calls himself that.
My name's Jeb Bush.
My name's Jeb Bush.
You can call me Jeb if you want.
So is that he's a Bush, but more importantly, he's a Jeb. Like he is
He's a
indeed.
Jeb
You know-
more so than he's a Bush, yeah.
You know LBJ, the president? Lyndon,
Yeah, Lyndon B.
Baines
Johnson, yeah.
You know he had a beagle named LBJ as well?
Did he have a beagle named LBJ? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Little
Oh,
Beagle
that's-
Johnson.
That's
He did.
I love
He
that.
really did.
Hold
yeah.
on, I'm looking that up on Wikipedia. Dog. What was it? A beagle? Oh yeah, his dog. Yep, yeah. His dog was Little Beagle Johnson, and his kids had the initials of LBJ. They started
Yep,
with
they
it.
did. It was yeah, it's a thing. Even the dog.
Yeah, even the dog, Little Beagle
Yeah.
Johnson.
Member of the family, you know, you gotta keep that. Yeah.
Yeah, and with that, we finished two of our two biggest sections of Superchat Catchup, and that takes us to almost 4
Great.
hours. And I think we'll probably
Nice little EFAP.
probably sit there. Yeah. We got Thursday is actually free. There shouldn't be anything happening. I might stream Elden Ring, but Friday I got a video coming out, and then I'm on Friday Night Tights talking about Batman because I would have seen it by then, and then we're talking about Batman on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I think that's the streams that are coming up. But so yeah, I got a video coming out. It happens like twice per year, so woohoo! I hope you guys like it because that'll be the next event related to me now. Before I stream again, if I don't do any more Elden Ring, I'm not sure if I will. What are you guys up to? Anything you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, just working on videos. I've got I'm working on videos. That's all I'll say.
Cosmoronic number 6 going up on the old YouTube tomorrow. I'm still a new comic page I think came out today, and that's nearly finished. Last page is coming out real soon. And just chipping away at the big ol' endgame project. Just working. That's all.
Sweet. Well, because I'm actually looking to. I'm not even sure if I'm going to sleep or eating food. It's one of those. It's always one of those.
Yeah.
I did. This is
There
the
aren't
second
many
stream
other
today.
options in life. Eating and sleeping.
It's the
Besides
way to
shitting,
do it.
You know? Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for hanging out. Today's ones, because this was like we caught up with last one's catch up, but now we got to catch up with today's. I'm gonna save them. They're probably gonna be hit next time, while also hitting another section, and eventually, we will catch up. It's gonna happen. Gonna get there.
Yeah, one day, and we'll cry with tears of joy. Will be streaming down our faces.
Yep, 100%.
We defeated the backlog.
Until that time, thank you all so much, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See everyone later.
Bye.